it's long, but it's worth it so that
Oh
you
yeah, it
understand what's
definitely
going
was.
on every time I can.
It's not a difficult thing to understand. It's in fact very easy to understand. It just doesn't seem right to me that you would be able to attack into a fog cloud normally. Like if you
Attack
cannot
roll.
see the target, you shouldn't be able to attack the target normally.
You're
Unless
attacking the target because you last knew where they were at, or they're
It's been based
blocking
off
where
of
they're at.
location within the
And
last
you're hearing
6 seconds.
their heavy breathing. You're hearing their footsteps. You're hearing them moving around in their armor and rustling around.
It's like in the
you can't see.
It's like in the very first campaign that we ever played with Jeremy. Remember when we were fighting the black spider? I think he was, and that his ass disappeared. He went invisible, and he tried to like hide up on the roof.
we
or whatever.
attacked with
And
disadvantage.
Shaheen swung where he was, just because that's where he was, where you last seen him, and he just happened to find purchase. Like it's the same.
Exactly. Like if you don't know where they are, you're guessing, or you're attacking with disadvantage.
Right. Well,
Like-
listen, if you can't see your target, then you must not know where he is. But that's not how 5e works. Not seen and not heard are two different things.
Like you know where he is generally, though. Like you can hear where they are in that direction.
Like if you knew where they were before the fog was cast, then you know where they are after, unless they move. And then if you take the hide action, they have to.
All right. The next thing was Moonbeam. So we were counting damage twice for Moonbeam, basically. Yeah, it only occurs on the enemy's turn if it's on them. It does not occur. The damage does not occur on the caster's turn. It works much like a hazard. So I'm not going to retroactively change anything for the damage that Morash took, but yeah, the damage only occurs on his turn, or if he is pushed into
Basically,
on
the damage,
somebody else's turn.
It requires like some movement by the enemy, like purposely or not. So if they're pushed in it or whatever, like you can't just place the beam on them and force them to take immediate damage. Like that has to occur on their turn, which is weird. Yeah.
I don't know nothing about it, true, so I'm no help there.
Yep. So with that in mind, Giante has told me what he wants to do on his first turn, so we will go ahead and do a recap if you guys are ready.
Sweet. Oh, I need to get on watch together real quick.
Why is that so fucking far up? Yep.
If you want to like do your recap, I guess I'm almost in there. So.
Shit. Move to the bottom left. No, I can't.
We had this long.
Just get rid of it. I have to make a new
Another
overlay.
20 seconds.
It's not. It's a thing on Stream Elements, but also you guys.
I mean, the recap won't be that in depth anyway.
All right, I'm in there.
Okay, last time. You guys started off the session deciding to basically make a short-lived alliance with the animals through means of Rezar's Speak with Animals and a series of roles for animal handling, and decided to release them. Continue deeper into the cave. You come across more goblins and 2 more orcs. Made pretty quick work of them, and the next area you came across a waterfall And strangely enough, you figured that there might be something on the other side of it, and there was. And you entered the last room in the cave, and upon arriving, you didn't see quite what you expected. You all were basically forced into an encounter on the enemy's terms, and luckily for you all, he didn't just want to outright kill you because he had the numbers to do so. Apparently, this battle is part of a grander design that you all are not quite sure exactly what all entails as of yet. He has promised, Morash has promised, that the victor, if it will be you all, will not be harmed and will be allowed to leave the cave. And the occupancy of the area will also disperse. So a lot is riding on this battle. Otherwise, if he wins, it's game over for all of you.
Oh boy.
Eldrick attempted to do some magic-y things and was still failed, as Morash was able to get right up on him due to a lack of formation, I suppose you could say. There was a clear path straight to the wizard, and Morash took it, knowing that the wizard is very capable of doing many things that could make Morash's day really bad. So he accomplished his goal and took out Eldrick for the time being. Morash's eyes have been bleeding and becoming bloodshot. You're not really sure what's happening, but something is definitely occurring. As we pick up in the battle, Eldrick is still unconscious but stable, and Morash is the final enemy standing.
Oh man, drop a jam.
So
Let's do it for now.
Oh, here we go.
alright. So it's K9's turn. K9 has said that he will move his moonbeam onto Morash and quickly maneuver around next to Eldrick. And I believe that will be his turn. Double check. Yes,
Sick ass drum beats.
that's his turn. Alright. On Morash's turn, he must make a Constitution saving throw.
Does it keep doing that? Pissing me off. There we go. Oh, so bright! Oh, I just realized Joe said he's doing a session 0 now. Like that's cool. Hell
His
yeah.
music is far too stressful for me.
I'm digging the fuck out of it, dude. What do you mean?
Same. I'm loving that shit.
Turn it up a little bit even. Sure.
Alright.
My heartbeat is matching this drum beat.
Let's go, boys. A little high.
And he fails. So
Woo.
we'll
Taking
take
full damage.
Damage.
I don't even remember what he rolls.
Come on, 20. It's 2d10, right?
2d10 or something. Oh,
Damn!
10, baby.
Close enough.
so he takes 12 damage.
Eldritch spirits dancing above his body. Astral projecting out of himself. He's out on the ground, bleeding out.
Hip thrusting.
You guys can't see me though.
The
The
spirit
radiant,
of
the
Eldritch
radiant
is-
blue flames sear once more onto Morosh as his annoyance grows into something more than annoyance. Okay. Let's see. His turn. All right. So, Rezar.
Hi.
Morosh, standing in front of you, this flame, this blue radiant beam burning onto his head and shoulders, steam and smoke billowing off of his body, looks at you with a grimace on his face, gripping his great axe so tight that you swear the hilt is bending as he swings at you.
Come on, lower than a 5.
Definitely hitting.
Oh shit.
Okay,
I gotta pop out.
so
Pop it out.
ignore this attack roll. You take 9 points of reduced damage,
So 4.
down to 4, and he rears back and swings again.
Oh boy!
Actually, before that happens, as he swings this axe, Rezar, you notice that something is different about this axe. It is pulsing and vibrating with some type of energy. You are not sure what's going on until it strikes your body. As soon as this axe cleaves into your skin, you feel a jolt of pain.
As one does when an axe hits them.
This is an unnatural pulse of pain.
I don't like it's pulsating in his hands.
One might even say magical.
Magical throbbing.
Yeah.
Ah, the pulse setting!
You take 17 points of psychic damage as psychic energy invades your body.
Now this is some.
So much for effective
Bullshit.
health.
This is
Roll a-
bullshit.
Roll a wisdom saving throw as well. Alright. You fight off any further effects. His second attack.
Oh god, never mind. Second attack.
GG boys.
The pulsating energy from the axe fades as you draw closer and closer to unconsciousness. You take come on. Five reduced damage.
Don't forget about your racial.
So, with this onslaught of damage careening against you, the light from your eyes fades for a split second, but you gather yourself and stand strong fast, staying on your feet. As Morosh looks at you, licking his lips, blood streaming from all over his body.
Eldritch wakes up in 1 hour unless something else happens,
Rezar, it's your turn.
or regains 1 hit point even.
Oh, fuck! You still have a health potion, right? Slash.
Yep. But I believe giving it to you takes my action, I think.
Wait, did we skip Slash's turn? He's after me, is he not?
No, I... Wait, yeah, we did.
Slash was the last to act at the end of last session.
Yeah.
I didn't skip anybody.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know what to do here. I suppose I'm gonna disengage.
Well, no, I rolled a 4 initiative and Morosh just went, right?
And then I went and I rolled the d4, and then I thought you were supposed to go because you're after me.
Yeah, I rolled the lowest on the initiative order.
I mean, I hit next. I don't know why I would have skipped over you.
Sometimes
guess
I
it-
accidentally
I
double
guess it's-
click it.
It was
I guess
a
it's your
ward.
turn.
It was a ward,
Yeah.
but I
Slash.
didn't show him at
Go
all.
ahead. Be thinking about
So-
your turn, Rezar.
So what are my options for giving Rezar a potion? Is that something I could do right now?
Explain giving him a potion.
Getting near him and being like, Rezar, and tossing it to him. So that he can then use it on his turn.
I think a better out of character course of action Slash would be to put yourself in a position to intercept him
Maybe?
from everyone else before they meet the same fate.
If you want to,
hopefully take a second.
if you want to toss Rezar a potion, time being, I'm gonna say. If you had 2 attacks, I would say it would take one of your 2 attacks to do so. So for now, it's just going to take your full action to do so.
Okay. So, how much movement?
But
do
he
I-
could administer it with that same action, right?
Yes, he could also administer it with that action, but that would require him to get adjacent to Rezar, whereas throwing it, he could throw it from a distance.
Yeah, I mean, I can get right next to him, right there, and give it to him. I don't know. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna move up here, get right next to him, and give him my potion. Like, administer it.
Find the fuel port and insert.
Wait, can you move there? There's like a cliff, little tiny cliff
Yeah,
there.
He's fine.
Scar
He's
fan.
fine.
Okay, cool.
It is up against your back though, so
Yeah. Okay.
be aware. All right. So you run up, and you quickly administer this potion to Rezar, which sounds to me like it would be a very funny looking interaction with him. With him being
Rezar,
conscious.
take this. Just trying to shove it down his throat.
Is it a greater or a normal?
It's a normal. I think what's that? 2d4 plus
2d4
2.
plus 2.
Just a regular ass him. Do I roll it or does he roll it?
He does.
Doesn't really matter to me as long as one of you rolls it.
I'll allow it.
There you go.
8 damage. That's cool. Too bad he does 17 damage to me.
Yeah, maybe you'll get lucky on that one.
As I said, Rezar, his weapon has stopped pulsing after it connected with you.
And that was my turn, so hopefully that gives you a bit of a buffer there.
So Rezar's at 9 HP now.
Yes,
Fight on, Rezar!
Rezar, your turn.
My boy never backs down from a fight. I'm going to attack.
Wow.
Ah! Let's go!
Perfect timing.
Uppercut,
Should've
brothers!
done a fucking greater weapon. Anyway, doesn't matter.
How much damage is it?
That is
26.
damage. And I get to attack again. Or damage again? Is that what it is?
Attack again. You make an attack roll again.
Yeah, you can now use your bonus action to attack again. So,
Nah, it don't matter.
that hits as well. So, describe to me your crit, Rezar.
I'm pissed because he hurt me for so much. I'm reeling with anger. And after being healed for 8 damage, I feel somewhat invigorated. And so I reel back with my maul and just push forward with all my might, hitting him with right into his fucking hands. Cause fuck that weapon.
So, your maul comes down, and where do you say you hit him at?
Right in his hands. I want to break him. I want to break his hands.
Is he saying hands?
His hands.
Hands,
Yes.
his hands.
Okay, so Morash is standing with his axe at the ready, and as your maul collides with his chest, you hear a strange mushing sound. As you pull your great maul back, his right hand is lodged into his own chest. As he rips it out, blood pulsing, the beat of his heart is coming out of the wound. But
How
he
is
still
this dude
stands.
still standing?
Your second attack just collides with his mass, as there's blood everywhere now. You literally don't even land a good blow because there's so much blood at your feet that you're just slipping and sliding, as well as anybody else in the area. It's literally a bloodbath. But he is still standing.
Bloodbath and beyond.
Exactly.
That's so good.
It's the new title name, Bloodbath and Beyond.
Exactly. Be badass if there was a blood pool that he puts on the map and it's like difficult terrain.
He looks mortally wounded. You don't know how much longer he was
Please!
Oh, here we go. Look whose turn it is, guys. After we've done everything.
He's gonna get the killing blow. I hope.
Blitzarrow, seeing K9 come to Eldrick's aid for the time being, swiftly bounces around and takes a clear shot at Morash to get his token out, his card up. Let's see, where's it at? There it is. All right. First shot. Hits. Second shot. Hits.
Another one.
And of course, maximum damage.
So,
rolling a 1.
2 arrows fly in from Warash's right side as he's standing facing you, Rezar. 1 arrow sticking into the mound of muscle on his shoulder, just jabbing out. The other arrow sticking into his side somewhere. It appears as if Morash doesn't even feel them. Alana.
He's getting another arrow, dude.
About to kill this one.
Because they're not silver.
Does Valama's weapon count as magical or no? Okay.
Yep.
Magical piercing.
All right. So, your arrow flies and also connects with Morash.
Jesus
Lana.
fucking Christ.
It hits. It flies into his chest area, and You don't see it anymore.
He just ate it.
And Morosh shakes as you see blood gush out of the hole now in his chest. It looks like you've literally hit his heart with your arrow,
Hell yeah.
but he still stands.
Still standing! And now it's
K9's turn again.
And I believe Giante is about to get on.
Should we wait and let him take his turn then?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect time.
Perfect timing, Giante.
All right, Giante, hop in, watch together, and it's your turn.
You've only missed one round, so.
Yeah. You missed a crit though.
Yeah, boy.
A much needed crit.
Yeah, for fuck's sake.
Giante, can you hear us?
This is the theme song to me having a heart attack.
Well, he's in roll 20, but he's not speaking. Or we can't hear him speaking.
Oh, Vlon, did you want to do anything else in your turn?
No.
Okay.
I have used up all my resources.
All you had to do was drink the gut blood, you know.
I know, and I'm glad I didn't.
You don't want to consider at least moving to make it a little bit harder. If he was to come.
Hey, Take a
Giante?
step behind you, Johan.
Giante, you there? All right. So I don't hear him, and he already told me what he wanted to do on his second turn. So he's going to cast. Cure Wounds.
Nice.
Alright. It's going to cast Cure Wounds on Eldrick. Eldrick, you heal for 7.
Describe it.
As he reaches down and touches your body,
Touch my
laying on your
body.
back, your eyes widen. You see K9 huddling above you, and your mind, all your thoughts rush back to you, and you realize what happened and where you're at. What do you want to say or do?
I imagine at this point, my mouth is really dry, probably from ragged breathing, heavy breathing, labored breathing. I probably find it difficult to find the words as I'm trying to form words, but they're not coming out. And I'm like smacking, trying to get moisture and saliva back into my mouth as I'm like limping and like still in really bad condition, like over. Well, I can't on my turn. Never mind. Yeah, that's my turn basically. Right, for
Okay.
right now, my reaction at least.
Yeah,
A couple seconds.
K9 looks at you and says, he's on his last legs. As Morosh, swaying, great axe in hand, eyes slowly glazing over, looks at you, Rezar, pulls his great axe back. As he begins to swing, it falls to the ground as he stands there with his heart pumping the last bits of blood out of his body.
As it erupts in flames.
It looks like he wants to say something.
Oh shit.
Just a second.
Not letting my guard down at all, by the way. Still holding my sword.
As the pulse of blood coming from his chest wound becomes more and more faint, somehow he musters up these words. You have earned the right to be in the High Hunt. You will take your spoils of battle from my tent and anything left here on this battlefield. Port Zarl need not worry about our kind for now, but I can't say the same for Valos. I have not seen my father in years, but if he is anything like I remember him, before I began my walk with the Huntmaster,
Valos.
Zagrosh is invincible, brilliant, and never fights a battle he is not destined to win. This body is finished, but I have a feeling we may meet again. And for that reunion, my body will match my will. So I hope you bring great power that day. Rezar, he turns and looks at you, as he was looking all around. A final parting gift to you, Oaf's son. He is in these lands still, if he hasn't gotten himself killed. I wonder if he knows his child shares the night sky with him. After saying this, Morash falls to his knees,
That's pretty sweet.
as if in a praying position, except his arms hang limp to his sides, as the final pump of blood trickles out of his chest wound. He has died, semi-upright, with his great axe laying before him upon the cavern floor.
Hello?
Hey, we
Hey.
can hear you.
Hi.
The crowd of enemies all drop to a knee, not staring at Morash, but you all, the victors, to show acknowledgement of your great accomplishment. Then, with only the items on their person, they begin exiting. Everybody roll an insight check.
Oh boy.
Are you fucking kidding me? I rolled a fucking 1?
Hello?
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
Zach. I rolled a fucking 1.
All right, Eldrick and Slash. You catch a glimpse, and you have a strange feeling in the back of your mind that many of these enemies are hiding a smirk as they know something you do not. No
Can I
matter.
take the? Sorry, go ahead.
So you need to go ahead, Jeremy.
It
I
is-
was going to ask if I could ask them a question if they would respond.
No, they will not.
That's not. I was gonna say we don't. I was gonna say I could ask them something, right? But I don't actually know their language, so I don't think I can communicate with them.
I just wanted to say one thing, and that's discreet.
It is no matter. You will find out eventually, or just meet the blockade head on with your allies and prevail, as
The
you
moment
have
has
become
passed.
accustomed to doing. And you can attempt to do whatever you like now.
Alright, well, I have some unfinished business.
I just kind of like. I asked Rezar, Rezar, are you to take his tusks? And I'm like gonna hold his head up.
Hell
Morage.
yeah, I'm taking his fucking tusks.
I'm just gonna kind of like look at him and kind of give him like a moment of silence because
they
he
were
was a
out.
very fearsome foe. Well,
Before they do that, can I run over there and draw a sketch of his back, his tattoo?
Sure.
Like I said,
I
unfinished business.
say- Hold just a moment, please. And before you defile his body, Razar, make sure you search him thoroughly. Or maybe better yet, let me do it. Razar
Valana.
pulls out his book and begins sketching his tattoo. I'll be with you in a moment. Hold on a minute.
understood.
What's going on, Bill?
Valana, you see the goblin from the barracks scurrying away behind the tents,
Shoot it.
trying to hide. He is sobbing, apparently crying for Morash as he makes his retreat.
Is it the same goblin that I saw before?
You think so?
I want to go up to him, bow in hand.
Oh, he's running full speed to escape.
Oh, I thought you said he went around the tent.
Yeah, he's running full speed around the tents to try to get out.
Okay.
Shoot him in the leg. Shoot him.
Is there any way I can get a shot?
If you want to shoot with all these people exiting,
I wouldn't, Zach.
you can.
It's your call.
Shoot him!
Yeah, I'll loot Revan while he's standing at my feet as well.
Then speaking of
I
Revan,
really want to shoot.
shoot him!
We were to honor the terms of the combat, and we are the victors. Don't push your luck. That's out of character, though. Do what you want. Belzric sees that shit, though. He just says that shit in character.
Sees a look in her eyes, just like, it'd be so easy. I'm gonna take Reventhal's coin. I'm going to place it inside his mouth. And I'm gonna force it down his neck with my maul. Just one swing. And after doing so, I'm gonna say to him, "I told you I'd make you swallow this fucking coin." And that's it. And I'm happy. I'm a happy boy.
I definitely drew my bow and I like trailed him, the goblin, for a while, just hesitating.
For Owly.
Yep.
As Eldrick, as Eldrick sees Rezar do this and not wait, he kind of gives him one of those glares. Not necessarily go to hell, but he says, I asked you to wait. No respect for the elderly, you young lot.
You told me to wait.
What is the
for
world
him.
coming to?
Did you want to loot Revan's face?
Eldrick just starts muttering and continues drawing.
Sorry, Eldrick. Detecting high levels of testosterone. Rezar is still very pumped up from battle.
Rezar.
Indeed.
The great axe at your feet catches your eye.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
I attempt
Hello,
to pick it
Giante.
up.
Hello.
Basically, I would like to check Revan, and then once I'm done doing that, I want to go check out this tent that the Morash guy in.
Jonte, can you hear me? You need to restart Discord.
He may have it muted, possibly. Little.
Oh, it's in here.
Because there's definite and there's mute. You might have one clicked. I don't know.
We would see an icon. I think.
Oh,
I think.
I heard him say something just now,
I got
but
it, yeah.
it was like a quick.
Okay, Slash, you said you wanted to...
Look through Revan at my feet.
Okay,
real
so-
quick.
Revan. Okay. See if you guys can look at his character sheet.
See.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You can loot anything that's on his corpse.
Oops.
Let me see.
No,
So
I want the
191 gold. I hand that over to
Goddamn.
Valana. Snag a potion. The potions. I guess we'll just take it all, right? I everything that I take, I basically offer it to the group. So any of the things that I see on there, I will be like, there's 2 potions of healing, 191. So I don't know if you want to mark that shit down, Zach, on Valana or whoever wants to take it.
I say probably best to have Rezar take one of the healing potions, and if Eldrick wants the other, that's fine.
Sounds good.
And to save a little bit of time, K9 does cast his healing spirit again. And,
Oh, nice.
You all can recover all your HP if you would like.
I am at full HP, unbelievably, which is just bizarre.
Yeah, considering I almost died, and like Eldrick actually almost died, and I gotta go to sleep so I can almost die again.
Alchemist Fire. I'm sure Eldrick would be very interested in that.
There's the poisoner's kit on him as well, and these tools. It isn't in this list. And
Yeah, it's not on this
I'm
list.
trying to look at the bio, but people keep moving me off.
Yeah.
Just trying to see if there's anything in there, but I guess I don't see anything.
Roll
I guess
20 is
it could
going to get
always-
angry at us.
There is something about 2 doses of spider venom or something.
He sold those.
Oh, did he?
John,
he
can
sold
you hear me?
those.
To the
Yes.
Dogmaster. Remember, there's a whole
All right.
spiel
Awesome.
Glad to have you back.
the
I want to
Dogmaster.
take his
Yeah,
hit
sure.
dice.
And I would also like to
Also,
check out
I'll
the
check
tent.
his painkillers as well.
You're
Oh.
very loud, Giante.
He's not for me.
Oh.
Giante, while this is going on, your attention begins to draw toward your now dead friend Trist, hanging up crucified near Morash's tent. You may want to, get him down or something.
Alana has a dagger, right?
Yes.
Flash was heading that direction as well, so he'd probably be in the area.
Well, that's
I've also dismissed my bow,
yeah,
and I'm just like sitting on this bench, just distraught.
I turned my attention to the great axe on the floor. Can I look at it? I don't know what I could do. I'm good with weapons, but is it throbbing? Can I pick it up?
Axe looks great.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, the X is no longer throbbing like it was before.
Okay.
Did someone take the poisoner's kit?
I can take
I mean,
it.
we probably should, but no one said they did.
I mean, you can
I
have
thought
it,
we were
Jen.
taking
Yeah, it's fine.
everything. I only took a potion of healing of mine.
Thieves' tools are very valuable.
So, this
I'll take those.
is
If no one else wants.
this is what the axe looks like.
Oh shit!
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Fuck
want
yeah!
I want it.
And as you pick it up,
Crumbles to
you're
dust.
you're surprised because even though the mass is less than your Great Maul, it feels heavier.
I'm totally saving that picture. Yeah, it's supposed to be lighter, but it's
Okay.
heavier. It's bigger on the inside.
Eldritch.
Yep.
I also healed you as well with healing spirit.
You said what now again? Sorry.
He healed you to full with healing spirit.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm going to get to you with my RP in just a minute. Once things settle down a bit more.
So can I have the axe?
Does anybody have any way to detect magical items?
I certainly do.
Eldritch, yeah, he does. I don't have it.
Gotta get a fucking ghetto. I don't have an M.
Did anyone take the alchemist supplies?
I mean,
No.
they're still on his body, so go ahead.
Okay.
Too bad we can't put all this in a bag of holding or something,
Yeah, I mean, you can just assume we throw it in there.
or not, because it's filled to the brim with.
Well, we're gonna
fucking rye.
hopefully quickly put that to use and like condense by making that to alcohol and storing it somewhere eventually.
I mean, with my boots, I'm essentially a bag of holding.
So as Slash and K9 approach the lifeless body of Trist,
Alana.
oh, okay, Balana. His
Savant was there as well.
his intestines just are just hanging out of his body in a pile. As like I said, he is
Poison
up
bears.
on post, basically crucified. What do you guys want to do?
Well, Slash is walking in the tent because he doesn't know who that guy is. So
Okay.
Did Canine request my dagger, or
Supplies.
I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
I would hand Canine the silver dagger, and then as that happens, I conjure a purple crystalline dagger in my other hand, and I assist in cutting down the body.
All right.
All right. So I.
So between the two of you, you're able to get his body down after a few minutes and lay it in a more suitable manner, at least for the time being. Slash, as you enter the tent, you roll an intelligence check for me, straight intelligence.
Oh shit! All right, intelligence. 16.
Okay. You see a literal pile of gold in the back of the tent, and you quickly piece together that this is probably why none of the enemies you fought before had any gold on them, because they all gave it to Morosh
He took it all.
for tribute.
Is there any bags laying around I can maybe like fill up with it, or
We have that.
This literally just a pile, and approaching it, looking at it, spending a few minutes to kind of like, analyze the size of it, just to save some time. We'll say that it's 2,000 gold.
So there's the
Right.
Avarice band, the ring.
Did you say that the Avarice band had a maximum capacity?
he did?
Yes.
1,000?
Whatever it should say on the notes, right, somewhere.
It does not. It's holding
I remember
340
it
right
saying.
now.
I'm going to take the time to ritual cast comprehend languages and detect magic.
The Avarice band's maximum is 1,000 gold.
Okay, that's what I thought. I'm gonna edit that. No one touched the fucking thing.
Okay, so Eldrick,
So-
you are doing detect magic and
Comprehend languages in case I read anything that I can't read, basically. in the languages.
Okay.
I'm going to put Reventhal's gold in the Avarice band.
Okay. Let's make sure you do all that on your end. K9, you're about to say something?
Yeah, I'm just silently praying over his body. Am I still loud?
You're fine.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Roger that.
I can't do an M.
Eldrick. The axe Rezar is currently holding is definitely magical.
Woohoo!
If that's the case, then I'm going to say, Reza, that axe you're holding is resonating with magical energy and properties. Would you like me to identify it?
No need, old man. This is how I can shoot fireballs. Yes, of course I will.
It might be cursed. Your choice.
Oh.
He's already like swinging it around.
Yeah! Ah! Yes, I would very much like you to figure out what the hell's going on with this thing.
I motion for him to lay it on the ground in front of me as I take a step back. And then I begin ritual casting Identify on it right there between us as he's gazing upon my
Okay.
ritual circle, candle, spellbook, that type of thing, and be chanting,
Did Jeremy just turn into a didgeridoo? I swear to God, that's what it sounded like.
Yep.
and then like a few minutes later, I slap my hands together. Aha!
Okay.
Here's an item card.
Look at the Morash's axe again. You should be able to see what it does.
Where's it at?
Axe of
Actually-
Ravaging +1.
Yeah, but like, where's the axe listed at? I don't have on the
It's
screen.
on visual.
It's a handout in the.
Handouts or under visual.
Oh. Reza, I believe this is referred to as an axe of ravaging. It is a +1 magical weapon. It imbues the wielder with a once per day skill, or once every 24-hour skill to do psychic damage consecutive for several seconds. I don't know how to RP this, but
Wait, so, if I'm reading this right, when I use it, I receive 1d8
You deal 1d8 to yourself.
for 3 times. Oh, fucking hell.
But it supercharges your attack, so when you hit something with it, they'll take it too. Once you've built
yeah, I
up.
basically try to say that in character, in a way that it makes sense in character.
Type this one out just because I'm not sure how to perfectly word it.
6d4 psychic damage.
24 damage is a lot to me.
Unavoidable but cannot crit.
There are some things.
What's his damage roll? Is it a D12? Or is it just D8?
Yeah, Great Axe is a d12.
I mean, this could be useful later. It definitely looks cool. And as we all know, that's all I care about. I got a anvil on a stick.
I mean, technically, you could roll like 2s for 3 rounds to take 6
Yeah.
damage, and you could roll like 20 damage
Oh yeah,
on your release.
I'm definitely keeping it.
So, plus you could also have a good chance to frighten the enemy. So
Hell yeah.
it's
Very
just
good weapon.
just know that it's something that you would have to use when you know the battle's going to take a little bit, because it does take at least 3 rounds, right? So
Yeah, I'm not using
Does it?
wolves.
Does that require attunement?
yes,
Something to think about. I don't know how many attunement slots you're at right
I
now.
don't think I have enough.
You're probably, I think, at least 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely requires attunement. There will never be a +1 or plus anything magical weapon that doesn't require attunement, unless it's like specific to the player's handbook. It doesn't.
So is that a no?
So Zach, how much gold did you put in that ring out of the 2,000 or whatever?
What did you
it
say,
was?
Giante? I didn't hear what you said.
Roll 40 chat.
In the chat.
So, 4,
Certainly. No problem. So, K9 is up at Triff's body and been over him praying as vines and flowers begin to creep up from the earth and slowly envelop Trist.
That's nice.
I'm looking around the tent still. Is there anything else in there? I don't see the flowers and shit going on.
Now, the only thing of any interest in the tent is the
Gold.
giant pile of gold.
All right, so I come back out and I probably see the flowers then, and I. This was your friend K9.
That is correct.
That is correct.
I am sorry we could not save him. I will give him a moment of silence. He just kind of like respectfully gives you that moment.
Not always be on good terms, but it must.
Changes nothing. The end. We care for those who we care for.
The only thing you see magical is the axe. And whatever Revan might have had on him that was magical. Which, if it wasn't on his inventory, then it was nothing. And
Okay.
yeah,
I don't want to do the math. 14,
Marash's body
9
still
plus
like semi upright, kind of like, you know how you see kids like on their knees with like their butt on their heels.
Yeah.
He's basically in that position, with his head like down like this, but his shoulders still standing upright.
Top right is Giante.
Eldrick, after helping collect up the gold,
Also, how you
who was
doing
going to
now?
aid in that, would like to give
Full Giante. Nice.
Morash
Really useful.
and Riven
Heals.
decent burials. Eldrick, while not necessarily
Those are
approving
lucky
of their
numbers.
actions,
Gotta get those numbers up.
is a
Also,
good
no.
blind character and doesn't harbor any ill will. He knows that it aids the soul from the reading he's done in Candlekeep and passing it on. And he wouldn't want these enemies coming back as something far worse, as like something tormented or whatever, or giving people in the future a problem,
Basic shit.
or possibly us.
Basic
So
shit.
I would like to honor them with burial, at least with stones, if nothing else, kind of like a stone mound over them,
Welcome to my stream.
and say a prayer to Morash's god, referred to as the master of the hunt or beastmaster or
Hey,
whoever,
bud.
and do the same thing with Riven, though I do not know his religious preference. I would just say one to all the gods and goddesses, I guess, that I know. Never mind. There you go. Time War. I would know. So
If you'd like to copy and paste this into the
There's a
adventuring
reason
notes
for that,
somewhere,
though.
it might aid you in the future.
Although it's weird because I believe Sense follows.
I'm just assuming that
The
you're
Sense sign follows the
handling
number.
the notes, Jeremy, so that like people.
I linked it
opening
in
and
Discord,
closing
Jeremy. and the
Yeah, I
primal
copied it.
decisions.
I'm going to add it here. But yeah, I would like to do that. Just may get some disfavor with the
You
Oh,
especially
party.
found the interesting Eldrick whenever you heard him speak about let's see, a reunion. You found that rather intriguing.
So Valos, that's his father. I don't know who Zagrosh is. Is that the god he worships?
What's that? Sorry.
So you mentioned two names when he was giving his final shit. One of them's Valos.
Valos is
Valos.
the capital city of Oro.
Oh, okay.
And Zagrosh
Zagrosh
was
is
what,
his
the
father.
god or his father? Or...
Zagrosh is the name of the orc that is apparently
Invincible
has
and
been
a total badass.
has been raiding and
Top
attacking
left is Zach.
and putting
Scrubs.
Valos under constant threat over the last few years.
Okay.
Gotcha. I have notes as invincible orc god. $100. I knew you were gonna say $100.
I don't see anything in here about the reunion that he said. Oh, never mind. I see it.
He said this body is finished.
I see
But
it. Sorry.
Oh, shut up.
I'd come over and I'd help Eldrick build a whatever it's called, like a cairn mound type runes stone for their memory type thing. My big robotic muscles.
Yeah, there's lots of stone slabs around, and like stones for these fire pits and things like that.
Slay the
And
Book of
also some wood that could help support. I don't know, just trying to honor them and passing on to the afterlife better than the alternative that I have read about before that can possibly come about.
Yeah, you have no issues. And
But I won't.
yeah, you guys have gathered all the useful things from this area. It is
Awesome.
probably the sun's probably setting outside as it's getting later, and even though you were invigorated, the battle wore you down, some more than others.
Yeah, Jeremy's
I'm sleeping
fucking
instead.
exhaustion right now.
That's right. I need to add that on my character so I can keep track of everything.
Eldrick.
I approach Canine and kind of like gently put a hand on the shoulder, trying not to startle or offend them, gauging the reaction, and like a comfort thing as concern. And I gently ask, like,
Oh, that's all. My
did he
brain.
have a chief patron that you know of?
Not that I know.
And he never talked about any gods to you, K9.
Did he
When he
follow
was
the ways that you follow?
Oh shit.
Oh no, he wasn't as based in nature as I am.
Skurgus. Oh, jet.
He's a
yeah,
human,
gotcha.
right?
That's
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to say a prayer to all the human gods and goddesses, the good and neutral ones at least, and try to like wish him on to a better life in the afterlife and things like that, and aid in his passage. Hopefully, bring some peace. He doesn't come back as a tormented spirit or anything like that. So,
I broke it.
basically, like honoring his burial that K9 has prepared.
I broke it.
How does K9 look? Does he look very distraught currently? Upset?
I have my mask on.
I broke it.
Oh, I see.
Where'd it go? That's not.
I don't know, like if we'll have a good time or not walking out of the cave, but if I get a moment alone, kind of away from the others with K9. I want to
Why the fuck can I
personally
edit?
thank them for the heals and the
It just closes
assistance
immediately.
and for aiding us in overcoming this challenge. Because without him, it wouldn't have. We would have likely
Fuck
not
roll 20.
succeeded.
I'm adding it over here.
And just show true gratitude and appreciation and abundance of it. And I'd also like to take time to thank all the others as well for their part in it
Scruggs, $50
individually.
to
Rezar, Alana, and Slash. And, just show them that I honor them and their sacrifice and their companionship and camaraderie.
K9, you didn't notice it at the time,
To the big man.
because of what all was occurring, but something's itching on the back of your right hand.
Oh, yes! The mark!
I kind of place my hand over it and just don't
It's right
say
here.
anything.
It's right here. Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm so stupid. Gee.
So Jeremy's like saying, like basically heaping the love on. I basically reiterate the sentiment. And, yes, indeed, Eldrick. Though you went down, you fought bravely. I would gladly pick your lifeless body up and attempt to save it again.
There we go.
Thank you, Eldrick.
Yes,
I mean,
indeed.
sorry. Thank you, Slash. Saying Slash is so rude to me.
And you,
Uh,
newcomer, you provided very good support.
I love Slash.
I would appreciate you having my back anytime. Sorry about the circumstance. If there's anything you need, you are welcome.
I will call upon you if I ever need help again.
All you hear from Morash's tent is.
do we think this cave would be a safe place now to rest for 8 hours? Or
We were told we
Do you?
were going to be attacked. You know, they're not supposed to attack us.
Probably, we'd be fine.
Go ahead,
We'll
Valana.
be alright.
Why don't you wake up Rezar again?
so do we want to rest in the tent with Rezar and take shifts, or
Wait, Rezar went to sleep in the tent?
Yes.
Of course.
Fucking typical, man.
So while all these nice heartwarming words were being spoken, I'm dead ass
I thought-
asleep. All will be well.
I can take the watch. I'll just do a short rest and I'll keep an eye out for shit while people sleep if they want to.
How far is the walk back to town? Like half a day?
It's like a whole, like pretty much a half day's travel, I think, right? If we go at like a decent speed.
Are we
You're
going?
basically in between Valencia and Port Zar right now. You can go either way you'd like.
30 miles, right?
I thought we were going to Valencia.
Were we supposed to bring
Oh.
anything back to Zarl or no?
I would like to go back to Fort Zarl and let them know what has transpired and see if they know any more information about what's transpired. Let them know that the path to Valencia now is open,
Yeah,
and
show them proof that.
I just don't want to press on to Valencia just yet.
Well, we don't know
Yeah.
that it's open. We've cleared this. There could still be trouble ahead. We should.
Yeah,
clear the
that's why I don't
entire
want to
path.
stay in this cave. I want to be
Trouble
certain that
ahead. We're fine here. That's a Rezar raw guarantee.
Any threats will swiftly be dealt with, Rezar. Do not fret. In any case, I believe Port Zarl is the best course of action.
Once Slash is done with his shift of an hour or two watch or whatever he's going to do, I'd like to take my shift next.
I mean, I can go all night if you guys just want to
Oh,
sleep.
that's
I don't need
right.
to sleep.
But,
I just
I
need a
mean-
short rest somewhere in there. So,
So we are staying here.
Seems like
if you guys want to, I mean, you.
Got you
I-
gasm all night.
safer here than out there, I
Also-
would think, in the wilds, especially with those huge beasts roaming around. Never know which one, if it could be a predator the same size of that moose we met, or caribou, or whatever.
Think about it. As soon as anybody gets to a waterfall, they're stopping. Unless you're Rezar.
There's nothing here. We gotta go back, guys. I'm fine
So
with
I'll
that.
take the first watch slash so that you can take your short rest, and then once you're done, I'll settle in
Sounds
for
good.
the night, I guess.
So,
Take
sounds
some
good, guys.
time,
We doing that?
slash. Go grease up your joints. They look a bit corroded.
Yeah, I'm gonna like
Congealed
polish
blood.
my sword up and clean it and clean all my metal parts.
Polish his nipples up.
Polish my pecs up.
Polished nipples, baby.
I'll be out here sitting on these logs, thinking about the things that have transpired and divining, listening out for trouble. I'll have my owl scouting around as well, listening. Once you've
Cut the
rested
flower.
up, come and get me, and I will retire for the night.
Nah, son.
Understood. If you are to perceive a threat, do not hesitate to light it with fire. Have fun and good luck. And he just goes back into the tent.
For some reason, I get the urge to murder Canine in his sleep.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
I resist, but it's there.
So you guys are all trying to sleep now?
Yes.
It's only $35. Oh, 50. Yeah, I still resist.
Do it!
Yeah, I think they're resting in the tent while, I guess I am too right now, currently. Short rest.
No, I'm sleeping on the slab.
I want to take a little bit of time to try to figure out that tent that Revan had.
So it's safe to assume that we've looted all the content in this area, Tyler. It's worth looting, basically.
Yeah, I think he said that already.
K9,
He said-
as you sleep, you experience a vision. And I'm pasting it to you to read on your own. Or I guess maybe just half of it. So I have to send 2 different messages apparently.
Okay.
All right, that's the first half. And that's the second half.
Alright, I'll start reading.
And one more time, what's everybody else doing? They're getting ready to conk out.
Well, I was asking if we indeed did thoroughly loot this entire area, checked all the other tents as well, things like that. Crates,
Yeah, you
boxes,
see more crates of food and random things, maybe wheat.
Ooh, too bad we don't have another bag of
If there's wheat, I'd like to trade out one of the barrels of rye for a wheat one as well.
Okay.
You can make wheat ale. Relax.
Is there anything else other than that that would be lootable or salvageable that food-wise?
No.
Alright, cool.
So look, legs. Sorry. I love the monster from Mario Monsters that holds his eyeballs up. His armpit hair. My body.
So I guess the resting is gonna go. I'm gonna do a short rest first while Eldrick watches, and then an hour in, we're gonna swap, and I'm gonna watch the rest of the night while he's.
I'm gonna try to find someplace relatively not disgusting, set up that tent, and sleep in it on my brand new, my own bedroll.
Cut open Jonte and sleep inside him like a true Skywalker. Oh my god. Like a fucking tauntaun.
Eldrick is going to take the time while he's here in front of his fire pit and the charcoal's there to recast his familiar as a rat. And he's going to have it just like running back and forth up the corridor behind the waterfall, keeping an eye out over that way. And occasionally I'm going to see through its eyes constantly instances and just keep up with it while I'm studying my spells and divining and, doing my typical Eldritch stuff. Thinking about what's transpired in detail, trying to read between the lines, probably read too much into things. That's typical Eldritch.
I love Red Zone.
Okay. Nobody experiences any negative anything. You all sleep like babies, except for K9.
I feel like I'm in the most fitting place to be having a vision, though. Without the slab.
Can we tell that K9 is not rested when they awake?
No.
But
So is
do
it next,
I
is it
need
next
all my
morning
stuff?
now?
He's rested. It just wasn't the best sleep.
Alright.
So yeah, roughly, enough time passes where you guys feel that the sun is probably rising outside.
Slash is just kind of like standing outside the mouth of the cave with his sword like stabbed into it, and he's just kind of standing there like silent, fucking vigil style, as he usually.
Ah, yes, his portents. They are important.
Those are my 2 portents, Tyler, for today.
Nice.
Okay. Understood.
You're not bribing Razor Tie.
I hear you lot getting up in there. Good morning.
By the way, just want to say Rezar's crit at the end definitely kept him from going unconscious, and maybe worse.
Oh yeah.
Very-
Lucky, man.
The crit
Very
back
very
up.
timely crit.
Only the best from Resurog.
I really wanted to do some other stuff there, but you rolled great, so good job.
Woohoo!
Yeah, it's fucking awesome, dude.
Bonus XP for Tyler not getting to do some other stuff.
Thank you, Rezar, for sure. It was all
Thank you, everyone. That was a fucking well fought
Indeed.
battle.
You're welcome.
You could turn a profit.
So we're all awake now.
Yeah, you guys are all awake. I mean, if you want to wake up, I mean, you can continue sleeping if you'd like.
Oh, I don't want to wake up ever again.
Okay.
That was out of game, out of character.
A curse falls on Rezar. It now requires his true love to give him a kiss to awaken him from his slumber.
Fine!
Slash!
Whatever!
Slash!
Slash,
No.
get Eldrick!
Fucking Sleeping Beauty.
I'm just joking. That doesn't happen.
Duh. Tee.
I just
Don't-
put on my
Fuck
clothes.
off.
Okay.
How are you all feeling this morning?
I feel great.
I feel like I slept under a rock.
I mean,
Or I suppose in this case, several. I kind of look up at the ceiling of the cave.
That's a knee slapper.
Oh, that's right. Druids don't like caves.
Really?
I do not know the meaning of sleeping on a rock. In fact, I've slept on them before. They're quite comfortable.
His boy loves a firm mattress.
Druids don't like mines, right? But caves are natural, correct?
Yeah, I guess that's
So
true.
I'm
Yeah.
preparing my spells.
Okay.
Yeah, so everyone can recover all their spells.
Dope.
Yeah.
hit die.
Is any
One
chance that we would
rage
have
that I
leveled up
used.
since you just took a a
No.
long rest even? Okay.
0. Negative 3% chance.
So for a long rest, does your HP go back to max, or does it?
Yeah, it does.
How does it work in this?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't
You
have to
get
expend,
half of your level's worth of hit die back, though.
you don't have to expend any hit die to recover all your HP during a long rest. It just happens.
Never used the hit die in the first place.
But
Yeah, we all have
everybody's
full.
hit die should be full anyway because they were refilled when they drink the blood. except for
My hit dice are
Blood.
not full. I have 3 out of 4, though, so I'm good.
Alright, so where are we going, boys? We're going back to Port Zaro, or we're continuing on to Valencia?
So after a night of some of you thinking more than others about what's transpired,
Just quit
some of
killing
you are
Druids
still
and
like
podcast
in
Druids
shock
getting money.
and like, what the world? What is going on? What are we a part of? What have we gotten ourselves into? Basically you have more questions than answers.
I have a question. Oh, never mind. You already did it. Cool.
Do you have the skill yet, K9, out of character, to transform into anything you want, animal-wise?
The way druids work in this is that as long as you have seen the animal, you can turn into it. So I'd have to ask Tyler what I have and have not seen. I'm assuming I've seen basic animals like horses. I've obviously seen wolves, and bears.
Just out of character, I don't know
There's
what you
now,
guys
too.
want to do, but splitting up the party probably isn't the wisest thing to do. But maybe there's an option of somebody riding back on horseback, aka on top of K9, probably more for or shapeshifted even. Excuse me. I don't know.
Look, you have to take me out to dinner first.
Well, it looks like we're going on foot then. I vote. Eldrick basically pipes up. I vote we go back to Port Zaro first. That's my vote.
My vote is we continue
agree.
forward to Valencia.
And the rest of you?
I feel it's important that we share this information with
Kill
Port
Giante?
Zaro.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Port
It probably
Zaro should
wouldn't be
know
fair. Wait,
what has transpired here.
Alright, then.
And besides, it wouldn't be fair to leave Blitz Arrow to travel back all by himself.
I
This
forgot
is
he was
true.
here.
Blitzero says, "Don't worry about me. As you can tell, I can handle myself."
He's proven himself, Eldrick. How dare you spite his name?
Also,
I'm
yeah,
not spiking his name,
Like,
just
what-
honoring his courage and sacrifice in displaying and helping and aiding us with it.
Indeed.
Oh, also, I need to take this time real quick, even though it's in the middle of the session.
no
Just
good.
just so
What's going on, sheep?
Giante is aware. Giante, we were doing your spell wrong, Moonbeam. The damage of Moonbeam only ever occurs on the enemy's turn.
Or if I move it, doesn't it?
Nope.
'Cause if it
Not
moves
even when you
into
cast
him-
the spell.
Really?
Not even when you cast a spell originally. The damage never occurs for that particular spell on your turn. So we were basically giving you double damage.
Technically, the only way Moonbeam could do damage on your turn is if it's behind someone and you shove them into it.
Yep.
It's a really weird thing because it's written on the spell that way, but they have the designers have like clarified it, and it's weird. But yeah,
Yeah, we looked up Sage advice on it, which is, like you said, the 5e designers, and they clarified how it's supposed to work, and that is the
That is good to know for future reference.
that is the intended use of the spell.
It's still a very strong spell. You're just not going to be double dipping damage every round.
Yeah.
All right, continue.
Blitzarrow, I believe I owe you some gold. What was the tally? Does he remember? Because I don't remember what I bet him, Tyler. I want to say it was like 10 gold, but I don't know.
Blitzarrow walks up to me and says, "Why, yes, slash, was it? You do. I believe it was 500 gold."
It was not
And
that
he rolls a deception check.
I'm insight checking that motherfucker so hard.
Let's see here. He doesn't have a good deception. You might be okay.
Let's hope. A 1?
Another
A 0!
one! A 0!
So
A fucking
So you
zero.
I believe, according to my memory, Beggs, it was 10 gold. Calculating for percentage of me being wrong, I'm going to give you 20. Agree?
he says, maybe you're right. Sometimes I get my numbers mixed up. I have that thing. What do they call it when you see your numbers different ways?
Stupid
kind of
disease.
Dyslexia?
Some kind of mental ailment. I apologize.
I do not know your ailment, but you should get that checked out. Here you go.
You also deserve a cut of the treasure we found. Rezar, give him 350 gold.
Can you count it for me?
Can someone write all the
Absolutely.
gold down that we found so that I don't have to like deal with that shit? Someone did
I
that,
did.
right?
I gotta remove 350.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. We'll just go ahead and bio now. So everybody
Awesome.
needs to bio can bio.
Thank you. For,
It's 194. Oh, I know math.
yeah, Eldrick is very interested in
I
honoring
can math real well. Except I
Blitzero's
forgot what it was already.
claim to the treasure as well. He definitely earned it. So he's all about that. So
Yeah,
whatever that is.
It'd be around 350 gold, a little under maybe.
190.
I
so-
didn't account for the Revan's gold though, so 350 is probably just like perfect. So there you go.
There we go.
Be right back.
Oh, this is our break. I was like, what are we doing?
Okay.
I'm gonna get some fucking water since I didn't have any the whole time. Ow, my legs! My leg! Okie dokie. Artichoke. Oh, it's just me now. How you doing? What did it focus, man? It didn't click. I'm dying. Probably because everyone turned their camera off. What do you think of the new stream setup, Namo? My little camera way over here in the corner. Only razors left. I know. What are you gonna do, huh? I like the way that sounds a lot. Everyone goes to the bathroom. I just gotta get water. My bladder's it's a bag of holding in itself.
Hey, so I was wrong about the money. Not counting the 350 you just gave him, you would have had 1531, Sean. And then minus that 350.
I gotta do more math.
So 1531, and then you gave him 350. 1181 plus whatever you already had, which I think was like 50.
75.
75.
1256.
So whatever I said plus whatever you said.
I got it. Yay, math. I like math. That's a lie. I do.
Hello, Giante. I mean, fuck!
He did it. He's done it.
Excuse me?
Hi.
What?
I was just saying hello to you, and definitely not
What?
Nemo.
Oh. Wow.
He's right, I did do him a wrong, so I'm gonna have to kill your character. I feel bad about it.
Oh, is that what it is? Namo wants me dead? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
He's offered me $75. Well, now that I have to do it for reparations, I probably won't get the 75.
Who wants you
So-
dead?
Namo Deeps. It's Speedo Man back.
Nobody important.
Nobody important. Yeah, fuck that guy.
That sounds fun.
Not killing my druid, man. Hell no.
Do you want to fight Slash yourself? Because I'm going to tell you, he doesn't bleed!
Hey, Zach, will you deliver me one of those cold Pepsis in there, bro?
The fuck are you
Iced,
drinking?
iced coffee, dude. He's got iced coffee in there.
Oh, you have a mini... I thought you just had 2 cartons of, like, iced coffee just lying around.
Yeah, in his mini fridge, dude. Well, it's a mega fridge,
No,
actually.
just right... so, a fridge?
No, it's
Ain't
a
no
mega
Pessy
fridge.
in here, bruh.
What? Alright.
You have an iced coffee in front of you? I have water.
I'm gonna go grab one real quick, then I'll be right back.
High quality H2O. Homemade. So you brewed coffee and...
I do,
iced it.
however, have a kind of gross frozen brownie, and
Eat it.
I'll eat
Right
it.
now.
it's a Reese's brownie.
Never mind.
I'll eat it.
I don't know. It's weird patchy beard boy. Wow. All right, calm down. There.
Reese's peanut
I'll fight
butter cup brownie.
Erica
No.
And
wants
a
it.
bag full of honey
Well, I
mustard.
can't hit. I can take plenty of punches. All right. My signature move is breaking people's fists with my
Sliced
face.
cheese for sandwiches. I think there's meat in here. There's a couple dips for chip. Some cream cheese.
You have water. Bottles of water in my mini fridge. I just put them in there.
Hey, shredded cheese.
Taking rage in no time flat. It's my special skill. Oh yeah, but raging gives. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Rezar again. My bad.
Convenient little baggies of honeydew.
That is so weird. Like not even cantaloupe. It's fucking honeydew.
Honeydew.
Keep playing guitar because no one's here.
Do what? And I don't appreciate you calling me honey.
Guess I'll light my joint back up. The hell are you eating, Jeremy? A fucking field ration?
No.
Dude, I want to buy field rations. Fucking,
Fucking life's hard down there in Alabama, bro.
dude, I would eat the shit out of some MREs. But only if Steve 1985 MRE info says they're good.
Yeah, dude, I've had plenty of MREs growing up. They weren't bad. Those peanut butter bar things, pretty fucking good.
I bet I've had more MREs than all of you, except for maybe Jeremy.
Huh. Imagine that.
I'll have you know, my father was in the Air Force. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
My
dad
father
knows
lived
owns
next.
Nintendo.
My father lived next to an Air Force base once.
I've lived on the Air Force Base.
I've lived on an Air
Several.
Force base. Once.
MREs aren't that bad.
They're
Oh,
Whenever you're
no.
starving,
What's your favorite
Some
menu?
of them are pretty good.
whenever you're starving to death, working 16-hour shifts in Korea.
And that's what's there, or you starve. You'll take that shit all day long.
No, just eat your
In an aircraft bunker that's locked up because you're doing exercise for chemical warfare.
Fun times.
This honeydew is great. I'm glad I remembered it.
There we go.
I feel really bad because I was like, man, I was... No, I won't keep that.
These
to
marijuana
myself.
cigarettes are
Never mind.
great.
I was like, I really
I'm
wish
glad
I'd
I
asked my
remembered.
dad if he ever did that.
All right. So what you guys doing?
Depressing! I guess we're going back to Port Zal, even though Blitzer
Marching
can make
back
it
to
there by
Zal.
himself.
We depart.
I'll meet you guys in Valencia.
Before
Lord
we
Greg.
depart, though, Slash spits upon the grave that Eldrick made in
I'm a new man.
however a robot can spit on Riventhal's grave.
You just make up the noise.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know who he's haunting.
Whop chew.
He brought dishonor to many,
I don't.
and
I'm glad
killed
Strugus is
many,
dead.
and for that, he will never have my respect.
Fuck that dude. Fuck rather.
There's no telling.
I have just one question. Out of curiosity, how smoky was it when we came here? Because there were so many fires.
Not that smoky.
Okay, good.
Yep.
So I guess we're marching out.
Yep. At a fast pace, right?
Fuck it, may as well.
K9, how long has it been since you've seen the beautiful blue sky?
A little over 24 hours. No, a little over 72, I think, technically.
Not terribly long, but I'm glad you are free.
It was either 72 or 86. It's hard to tell when you're in a cave.
And bound and gagged.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
that
fucking
great axe
bastard.
wasn't specifically just for Rezar. If he doesn't want to use it, you can also use it.
Volana.
Yeah, whoever. I mean, it's not specific, but the +1, just so you know, Sean, gives you +1 damage and +1 to hit.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't really have any interest in using an axe. So Slash, I designed him in mind with a sword, and that's what he's going to use.
I mean, Great Axe
I don't
still
think I
slashes.
So basically, you would, if you're going to use it, you would update all your attacks to add 1 more damage and 1 more to hit.
There's a +1 or like modifier section. You're gonna add +1 there.
Oh.
So,
Fuck.
basically, you would, if you're going to use it, you would update all your attacks to add 1 more damage and 1 more to hit.
Oh.
So,
Oh.
And for your gray, what -9, or +10 -1. That works too.
That is a beautiful axe, Rezar, but I do not believe it is within my programming to know how to swing such an up. My inhibitors, my rotators, do not move in the function required to swing with an axe.
Well, you're
Enjoy.
turn you down a little bit, but
I'll take it.
I'm gonna hold on to it. I mean,
Oh man,
I'm gonna
I
save it
could
for,
I could make good use of it. Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Oh man, he gets all the cool items.
Well, I've seen a bear.
Pretty sure Rezar has like 3 or 4 magical items, and like we're all rocking big fat 0. But it's
Exactly.
Hey, I have a magic staff.
You're the ones that gave him the items. I didn't get them.
No, I know. They just like
yeah, I
it
know.
worked
That's
out.
just how it works out.
But
It worked
Rezar,
out to a point where they all work for him perfectly.
you do need to tell me if you're going to attune the axe or not.
I don't plan to right now. No,
Okay.
I need
Understood.
to get back and I have to try out one of my attunements.
So if it's not attuned, you would not get any bonuses from it.
You can attune to 3 items.
I am attuned.
And,
to items.
Is one of them the thing I think it is?
It's the boots, the snake charm bracelet, and the cloak.
The bracelet doesn't require attunement.
I thought it did.
Out of
It doesn't. No, okay, we're good. I'm gonna.
Doesn't the axe bypass the need for silver weapons on locking ropes because it's magic?
Yep. I think
Yeah.
so.
So
Yeah. It
no
does.
more having to worry about that if you use that weapon.
So, to attune, I just have to have it. Or do I have to like?
Well, we can retroactively say that you spent 30 minutes or whatever when you woke up in the morning to examine it and
make sweet.
hold it and swing it and just kind of get a feel for it.
And you need to like feel it sink into your hand, bro.
X of ravaging
So
+1.
sure. So you're attuned.
And
Where it says attack,
+1.
strength +1.
Gotcha.
So nobody's wearing the boots of striding and springing.
I am.
Rezar.
That's why
Rezar is.
I'm like the backup bag of holding.
So what does he have on that's attuned?
So
the
Rezar is
boots?
wearing 4 magical items right now.
He's got the boots,
with
the
the-
ring of protection, and the axe.
He is our magical treasury.
Wow. Okay.
Eldrick has a magical staff.
I'm also wearing the ring of loyalty. No, I'm not. The loyalty band.
Don't worry, guys. You'll all have your time in the sun.
+6.
I know.
Okay. So, have you guys exited the cave yet?
Yep, we were walking out towards the front. I am looking out for remains of the goblins because in the back of my mind we released a whole bunch of feral animals and there was tied up little defenseless goblins sitting there. So I would like to see if they got eaten alive or not.
The goblins up front.
And we let a big ass bear and everything else walk right through there. So
as you get out to the area with the blood pool, you look around. You don't see their corpses, and you look around, and roll me an active perception check, everybody.
There we go. A fucking 3.
one.
This is
Another
literally
one!
what I do. Let's roll poorly. Oh shit!
You got a crit! Nat 20. Let's
You
go.
guys, what? All right, so Canine and Valana. You guys, everybody's kind of like talking about this as you guys reach that area, like and wondering like, I wonder what happened to those things. And you look around, and on a little ledge about 15 feet up in one of the corners, you see them huddled together, silent and still. Like somehow they climbed up and like They're just sitting up there like, "Ugh."
I don't see them though, so no.
3d8 damage. Bonus action with great energy.
Can't really speak to them in their tongue, so
64.
I'm assuming you guys just pointed out like, oh hey look, they're our friends, guys. They're up there.
Do you do that, Zach? Do you...
Yeah, I'm gonna point them out just because I don't think I was actually part of that
Ooh,
blood
that
pool.
fucking thing.
Yeah, you weren't.
No,
You weren't there, but you heard the group discussing this as you guys are walking to the front,
4d6.
like talking about these
64.
goblins without legs.
As brain.
Yeah, I'll point them out.
Before we leave the cave, or have left the previous area, if I can return back to do this, I would like to resummon my familiar as an owl instead of the rat.
Okay.
does that cost the materials every time?
Well, I just assumed that there's a buttload of charcoal in the cave due to all the fire pits, but
Makes sense.
Yeah, crit.
So
Also,
point these out. Oh, go ahead.
having given the 350 gold to Johan, if anyone would like to take their cut of whatever we made it be around 350, Rezar would mark it off, and then you can just have it. I have the ring set or at max capacity for now.
Yeah, before you guys leave the cave, Johan stops all of you and says, "This is more money than I've had probably my entire life combined. I don't know how to thank you all for this adventure. It was grand, and it made me see that I might could do more with my life than just guard Port Zarl. Maybe I should set out to find my own journey."
Oh fuck, that's the wrong one.
You are an incredible. What is he? A ranger opponent. Took
Say
down many great
Say
foes.
marksman.
Marksman. Yes. I have full confidence you would do well, even on your own. But you
You
would
got-
be welcome with us at any time you wish.
You guys can tell he has like all these machinations and things going on inside of his head right now. Just kind of imagining what
Alexa
his life
playing
might be like if
Despacito.
he journeyed out.
Port
That's it.
Zarl will be at a great loss to see you go.
May that gold treat you well, and may you do good with it.
All right.
Do keep in mind that the life of an adventurer is prone to erupt and
How do I take off the plus
sometimes
3?
painful.
Oh, that's how.
Yeah, you can look at Blitzer and tell that he hasn't had an easy life up to this point by any means.
Elsric leans into him, or leans closer his way and says, "It's a dangerous business going out your door. You step onto the road, and if you don't keep your feet, there's no knowing where you might be swept off to."
Bottle of water. I think I
If you guys don't get that reference, it's fine.
The
And,
journey is made easier with friends. Just an observation from my cold heart.
He looks at you, Eldrick, and he says, as he kind of scratches the front of his boot, "You're right." He's thinking back to when he shot your shoe when he first met you.
Son of a bitch.
All right. So you guys gonna head out?
Yep.
Indeed. Have my owl at the ready, scouting ahead if you can.
All right. So, what speed are you guys gonna travel at?
Fast.
Fast. We want to get back in a hurry.
What is that?
I'm telling K9 all kinds of ridiculous stories about how great the town is and like how he's never seen anything like it, and I'm hyping him up big time. While we're
He tells you he's already been there. That's where he came from. He came from the
oh, that's where he came. Thought he was from a different town. Still, he said it, and
as far as like
I've
where he
literally seen it.
he didn't come from Port Zaro like originally, but he entered the land from there, and so he's been in the town.
Right.
I can see Slash doing this, and then K9's right there, just like listening to him, chilling. And he's like, you know, I've been through there, right? And Slash.
Oh,
I hope
awkward.
Jeremy's laugh.
the most gorgeous views. I hear paint artists come from all around the land just to paint the landscape. Can't wait to show.
Sean, you are recording on your recording thing, right? This whole session.
Yeah, it's streaming.
Your
Okay, it just
microphone's
doesn't.
not
It just looks different on your screen than it usually does. So I just wanted to make sure.
Yep, that's part of the new setup. This
All right, cool.
My webcam is this. That's for stream.
All right.
Flash, my friend, did I not mention that I've already been to Port Zaro?
Maybe not. Maybe so. I do not remember. I am just excited to get back to town and share the delights of not a cave with you, my newfound friend.
Sometimes I would prefer the cave over the city. There's so many. Not very much to live.
I didn't
You
get
are not a fan of settlement.
Smaller settlements, maybe.
What causes your dislike?
buildings.
There's not enough. There's not ley lines. There's not as many ley lines.
Query, what are ley lines?
They're fonts of natural energy. The Fae would use, or like nature casters.
Perhaps
So you
you'd be more
prefer to
suited
be
for a
places-
farm.
Indeed, the town has a vast wildlife selection, some very ferocious. They hide in plain sight, pretending to be herbivore. I am very
The
suspicious
cows.
of this behavior.
The fucking cows. He brought it back. Yes.
You might find comfort there.
He doesn't just cows. Oh yes.
We're
The
just
villainous herbivores.
While this is going on, if I can, I'd like to take Valana to the side and. Valana, I have something I need to tell you. As we're walking back,
I want to confess my undying love for you.
and
I have a throbbing question for you.
when I was laying there, my life essence spilling out, about to drift into the twilight lands, all I could think about was how I feel about you.
Oh! Oh no! This is.
Eldrick, I'm sorry. I don't feel the
Hold
same
on,
way.
let me finish. This morning when I awoke, I began to write a song. It's not finished yet, but I'd like you to hear it. I want to sing it to you.
Oh my god.
So, Eldrick, when he sings, actually his voice changes a bit, surprisingly, to sound better than an old man singing. So, here goes nothing. Here we go.
Is he like Johnny Cash or is he like...
No. Tell me something, girl. Are you happy in this modern world? Or do you need more? Is there something else you're searching for? I'm falling. In all the good times, I found myself longing for change. And in the bad times, I feel myself.
What is the look on Valana's face right now?
Roll initiative as 4 owlbears angrily charge from the.
I want to join them. I want to join them.
Please tell me you're serious right now, Tyler.
No, I'm not
I
serious.
have another chance.
Eldrick is in high spirits and he's expressing his feelings for Valana openly.
Lana, you hear this heartfelt song from Eldrick, and you look at his old wrinkled skin, and you feel kind of sorry for him. What do you tell him?
Thank you, Eldrick. That was delightful.
Valana and
You're
Eldrick
welcome.
sitting in a tree. KISSISSIPPI. Thank you, Parks and Rec.
Yes, Mississippi.
Blitzero has a dagger pulled out, slicing cuts on his arm as he walks.
Cringe!
Oh no!
The cringe!
Eldrick
Fucking
sees everyone
kids
making
just-
fun of him and like mocking him, and he feels like uncomfortable and kind of like shyly walks ahead of the path and just scouts ahead with his owl. And
No,
Trust
no,
it.
no. I walk up and I put my arm around you. Just, ah. Those were words of encouragement. It was in Orcish, so you probably didn't understand it.
I have comprehend. No, I don't. I guess I will.
Slash butts into Valana. Valana, detecting high levels of embarrassment. Is there anything I can offer you? A cool drink, perhaps a walk slowly behind Eldrick, 40 yards prior.
I'm fine, Slash. Thank you.
Understood. And he just like looks at Eldrick like,
Kiss a motherfucker.
Blitzero fires an arrow up in the air, opening his mouth, trying to. But it,
just praying that it fucking lands.
For the first time, he actually misses his target.
no, he doesn't do that. Okay, so you guys continue on, and how far? How far is fast pace? An hour?
4 miles an hour.
4 miles an hour. Okay. Okay. So So around about 11. About 11 o'clock. You guys are getting close to Port Zarl. You can see an opening at the end of the wooded trail. And as you approach it, and it's bright from the sunlight, your eyes are trying to adjust as you hear, "Halt! Identify yourselves."
I just keep walking slightly.
The same.
Sentient life form for the assessment and suppression of hostiles. I could ask you the same. What is your name?
Captain Blitzero jumps up and says, "You fools, it's us." And he says, "Put down your weapons." As you guys burst out, and there is a small barricade built with roughly 10 militia members. And actually, Imperial Knight Aurelian is there, and he says, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to offend you." Blitzero says to him. Everybody lowers their weapons as you guys exit the forest.
Good. Fuck is that about?
10 people?
Yeah.
Is everything all right here?
Glad to see the town is taking defense seriously.
I just myself say something in Druidic.
You say
You do
something in
what?
Druidic? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much I say, you want me to tell you?
I don't know. I mean, nobody here speaks Druidic, so if you say something in
Exactly.
Druidic, nobody knows what you say.
I assume some sort of expletive.
Unless Jeremy had comprehend languages going.
Dirt.
No, dude.
Actually longer than expletives, but it is calling them pretty much stupid.
Okay. We are here to talk to Zarl. We've solved your trade.
sorry, what was that?
Imperial Knight Rillian walks up to you all and says, well, if you're here and you're alive, that must mean that you've accomplished your mission.
Did he get another promotion?
Gaze upon Rezar's back. He is now the wielder of the mighty axe of Morosh, your vaunted foe.
And
Crushed beneath the heel of us.
Sir Rillian looks very excited. He can only imagine, your tales of your triumph. As he says, well, come, we must find Lord Zarl, and we must spread the news of the victory. Are you sure that the enemies have vacated?
Indeed, we are very sure. You'll have no more
Affirmative.
trouble from Morash or any more blockade.
Hey,
between
I'm gonna
here and
disconnect real quick because you guys are breaking up.
Okay.
That's just I'm sorry, but
I have one request. Might we have the preparations for our fair warrior here who wields the axe to make ale in celebration for all of us?
He says, I don't think there'll be any need to ask for preparations. I'm
Understood.
sure we'll have a great feast in all of your honors once we speak to Zarl.
To Zarl.
And he leads you guys. Obviously, you know where you're going, to Zarl Court.
So Valencia is the next place on the list, right? I'm not thinking of the wrong thing.
right. And out of character, I wouldn't bring this up to Zarl, but while we are celebrating our victory, there are further threats that we were told, namely
1 second, guys. I'm gonna try
Zagros.
something.
Okay.
Right, Zagrosh.
All good?
Just come out
Giante, can
there.
you hear?
I have a red bar ping.
Hello, hello.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
you have a
green.
red bar
No,
now?
It's green. It's green. It popped back up
I changed the server.
to central. I see. Yellow bar. Green. Okay.
Now Giante isn't talking though, so.
Hello?
Is it weird? I feel at home right now. Like I'm so comfortable here. Hello. Hello.
Giante, can you hear
hello.
us?
No, 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 no. I say hello. Fucking Beatles. God damn it.
This is not me this time. All the Discord issues.
Yeah, that's pretty
Fair
shitty when it happens to the DM, dude.
He might be getting the no route thing.
Hello, hello, hello.
I'm changing it again.
To east.
Well, hello. We
Hello.
lost Tyler.
Big oofs.
Big time.
Technical difficulties.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Now we're not gonna get
Yeah,
Tyler.
I can't hear you guys. You're all robots.
You can't hear us? Is that what he said?
You're all robots.
Yeah, it
Fuck.
must just be your connection. You're gonna have to wait it out.
Should we all try to restart
Tyler
the call
back?
maybe and see if that does anything?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Stop my
you're-
video.
you're- okay.
There you go.
Alright.
Okay. So, you guys make your way to Zaro Court. Your armor and clothing, ripped and torn and bloodstained, but your flesh healed. As you're walking, you think to yourselves, wow, we've done a lot in 7 days. That's how long it's been, 7 days since you guys arrived.
It's only been 7 days.
Fuck.
So the shit with the werewolf. All this.
It was like
been
day
over-
one, dude.
The long week,
Holy fuck, dude.
and the week's not over.
Goddamn, boys, we are efficient as fuck. Even if we take 2 hours to figure out if we're fighting spiders or not.
It is currently day 2 of Tarsak is the date. In case you're interested, Eldrick.
Sounds pretty cool.
Definitely.
Exposition.
All right. So you guys walk through the town. You see a few faces that you think might be familiar. You know, people are kind of looking at you as you're being escorted by the Imperial Knight. And you know, everybody's just kind of standing out of your way. And you guys make it to Zaro Court, and you he busts into the to Zarl's area, and you hear, "Oh, Imperial Knight, sir, welcome back. Oh, I see we have guests." And he, you know, he's just like,
I
You
cannot
on.
imagine anything other
and
than this.
you
As we-
guys, but
As we pass, I just tell him, "You really should get that cough checked out."
So you guys know the uncle from Harry Potter?
Yes.
That is
Uncle
the
Vernon.
only thing I can think about with this guy. That's this is the secretary. And it's so
Oh my
fucking close.
God.
It is him, man. Except this case he'd be a Weasley, but still, Jesus.
Dude, it's just like him, bro.
I know it's Uncle
ridiculous.
Vernon.
all right. So you guys arrive, and you walk in, and Gregory Zarl is like feverishly writing down and drawing plans and doing things at his desk, possibly preparing for the worst, as far as like, you know, plans for the city, and you know, trying to figure out rations and who knows what else. So you guys enter his room.
Hello, Zarl. We return with lots of good news.
He puts his hands on his desk. Good news. We need some of that. Speak, Eldrick.
Yes, indeed. We seem to have thwarted the plans of Morosh and his gang of miscreants. They will trouble you no more, and the path from Port Zarl to Valencia should now be open.
Just
I will
you.
write you a full report of what has transpired and have it
Only-
on your desk soon.
Only you six were able to accomplish that? And he looks around and he sees K9 and he's like, "You there? Is he with you all?"
He is.
Indeed.
Indeed.
I haven't seen him around before. He looks feral.
He bites.
Blitz Arrow also accomplished quite a bit. You have a fine soldier in him.
What's going on, man?
And Blitzarrow kind of in the back, kind of steps forward and just kind of bows to Lord Zarl, and he says, "Oh, I know Blitzarrow's capabilities. He's a very, very capable man. I didn't doubt him for 1 second."
If you don't mind, and have some parchment and ink and pen available, so that I can save mine for
He
more
points to
important purposes.
the corner, and there's a
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a smaller desk
Oh,
with
yeah.
everything you need to write down a report.
Headset.
If you'd like to.
Very well, but before I begin that, I think there is something that you should know about the events that transpired that is of more import. There seems to be some type of growing or possibly ancient conflict going on between two different organizations. One of a so-called wild deity, a beastmaster or master of the hunt, and that of a more technically aligned deity or power. They seem to be at odds and warring against one another in this land. The report will include more, but do you know any more about this? Does this give you any more information?
He says, "I know not of gods and alignments. I can only hope that it's not as dire as you say. For if gods are truly involved, all we can do is pray that they don't destroy our land."
The leader of the orcs seemed to be quite crazed indeed. Your typical religious zealot, even to the last breath, seemed as though his god had willed him for his heart to keep beating as we kept striking him down.
Didn't we, I might be wrong about this, but I think we discovered last session or a few sessions ago that most trade on Oro was done by sea.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why did this blockade?
Most long, far-reaching trade.
Okay, so
Like from
they do need.
Yeah, and like this
Road.
town's in a peninsula, and it's
You're all the middle
basically
of the giant team death. Essentially,
beyond the
that's
choke
right.
point. Like it's just cut off entirely. Like to have that lift is huge.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Tyler, but we haven't yet gotten to the whole issue of the sea trade yet, have we? We just stopped the blockade blocking the road.
Well, so the whole point here is that the town was suffering because no ships were coming here, or very little, because you can't have a whole ship come here just for this one town, right? I mean, the trade comes here and then it rolls up the road, next town and the next town and the next town, and that's the whole reason why the ship trades were dying off, because
That's
this couldn't occur.
Because
So-
Port Zar was effectively under siege, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So most trade
I
ship-wise would land at Zarl and be traveled on foot or.
As far as you guys understand it to this point, yes.
Okay, so
So Port
Welcome back,
Zarl,
Giante.
Port
We
Zarl-
heard you, by the way.
Port Zarl is kind of like,
Hello?
hello.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
So Port Zarl is kind of like in a unique position as one of the only reasons that, because it's really far out of the way, right? It's like down the coast, like all by itself.
It's like basically in the middle of Florida, essentially, right?
But it was like the reason that it's still, I mean, you don't know a whole lot about this, but you're sure that there are probably certain deals and certain agreements and things between certain organizations as to why the ships come here, and they haven't built other docks farther north, because Port Zarl has been here for a long amount of time. It was one of the first settlements as far as like recent civilized history in the land, and that's why it's still a steadfast area, because of prior agreements and things, and it's contributed a lot to the development of the rest of the land and trade for the rest of the land. So they're not just going to cut off all ties and move their port because of prior agreements, and it's really diplomatic. And you guys don't know a whole lot about that stuff in character. It's out of character. I'm just trying to give you an idea that there's a lot that goes into this. It's not just hey, this is this way and this is what happens. It's like really like a very enveloped thing.
Is Valos on the map?
Okay.
It's Valencia. Yep, Valos.
So to answer your question, which was originally
Was it Zach's question? I don't know what he
It was
was.
just something about why the trade route to the north was so important when it gets so much trade by sea, which
that should answer the question.
definitely.
100%.
So back to talking to Zarl. We have slain Morosh, but he warned of fewer threats. Not fewer. Further threats. Apparently, there's an orc named. I was getting.
Wasn't it like Zagrosh or
Zagrosh,
some
that's it. Yeah, Zagrosh.
some shit like that?
And a town called Valos.
He says everybody has heard of Zagrosh. He has plagued the capital and these lands for the last decade. He is the epitome of the thorn in the side of the king.
Also, I would like to point out, I already did check out my hand, and I immediately put a glove on. Just nobody wanted to comment.
I definitely want to know what was on your
All
hand.
right.
Especially not in game, but like out of character. Why was your hand itchy, boy?
Would you like to ask anything else of Zarl or speak to him about anything else
Yes, one moment, please.
at this point? He says, well, okay. He says, well, as Eldrick composes a report, all I have to say is that you, and he looks at all of you, have been a blessing upon our small village. I don't know what lies ahead in your adventures, but today, and he calls in Mr. Grant, and he says,
Isaac
Grant, get the word out. We shall have the Feast of Ages tonight. And Grant's like, blah, 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 yes sir, yes sir. And he runs away, and he tells you guys, we will celebrate this victory. The time for mourning is over. The time to move forward is now.
Lord Zarl, with trade routes reopening, we have business in Valencia. Perhaps we could offer our services in escorting whatever may be the first trade caravan along that road.
That's an idea.
And he basically tells you, um, while news of your feats are here and they are great, it will take time for word to spread across the seas and across the nation. I don't expect the traders and ship merchants to start arriving again in full force until some weeks from now.
I did mean if in the event you have anything to offer to Valencia, perhaps they could assist in what aid you may need as well here in Port Zarl, while also assisting in spreading the word of the reopening of trade routes.
He says, "Let me think if there's anything we should transport to Valencia right away.
Beans! Oh, let's go on
In
Supreme
the meantime,
Order.
you all should prepare for a wonderful feast. We will have it in Town Square. So basically, the same place that you guys had the incident during
The place of murders.
Eldrick's speech.
DM, real quick.
And he says, "We will not let the orcs and goblins dictate our happiness. I will trample upon their past evil deeds. We shall forge a new future." Go ahead.
Elzer raises his ink pen up as he says that, or ink quill, and he says,
Here, here.
Goes back to writing. My whole purpose for being sent here by my organization at Candlekeep, the Candlekeep Monks, the higher powers there, was to discover all I could about this land and send back reports of my progress and as I figure things out and what I've learned thus far. Would there be any feasible way now to get, like, sort of the first volume of that sent back to them somehow, some way? Or is that going to have to wait?
So, at this point,
Roll for
A
initiative.
copy of his new book, Mayhem at Port Zarl.
Sir Rillian steps forward, Eldrick, and tells you, I don't know your means of, or your modes of transportation for such information, but in Valencia, Imperial Knight Lazaru is stationed there. She is a practitioner of magics.
She?
I'm sure
Hell yeah.
that she could work out some finger-wiggling transportation for your information.
Thank you so much, Sir Really.
And he rolls his eyes
She,
like
of
he
course,
doesn't even
is
like
the
saying her
finger
name.
wiggling.
Do I pick up on that at all?
Everybody that was looking his way does. He wasn't really trying to hide it.
Are you not fond of Imperial Knight Zaru?
Lazaru is difficult.
I can't wait to meet her.
Difficult? How? If I am to have dealings with said individual, it would be a good idea to know what I'm getting into.
It's best you find out on your own. Surprises in life are what make life great. And he kind of turns around and walks down the hallway.
I don't like surprises.
He looks kind of, now that you've got him talking about it, he seems kind of heated. Must have been something in his past.
NX.
Pardon me, but do you have a garden here? If I'm going to spend extended amounts of time.
A garden? Is that what you said? A garden? Hello?
Yes.
Right. Did you say a garden?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a farm.
He says we don't really have gardens per se in our village. At least nothing of size. I'm sure you could find a few patrons and villagers that dabble in gardening, but I don't know what you're looking for exactly. They wouldn't be large.
Boy wants a garden.
Slash speaks up and he's like, K9, I believe I know a spot, a pasture. I would like to accompany you. Maybe you could tell me more, unlock for me the true nature of beasts.
And
It is peaceful, I assure you.
And Lord Zarl says, if you're looking for farmland, there is the Bannister Farms, but I'm not sure that qualifies as garden related.
I'll have to see.
Out of character, Giante, the Tringle Keep Forest, I believe, is relatively close as well, next to the farms.
Yeah.
The South Nectalos Woods.
Oh, it's not on the map. Yeah, never mind.
Did I have to ask you anything else
doing
of
well.
Lord Zarl at the moment?
Just had a big old fight.
No.
Nope.
Two of us almost
Just
died.
finishing my writings, and I'll tell him I'll leave once I'm done.
All this plant talk has me thirsty.
And he says, I promise you all that if I had anything left to give you, I would. But our village is basically dried up. Your rescue could not have come at a more opportune time. It was almost like destiny.
Fear not, Lord Zarl. Me and Rezar have a plan to replenish your stores and to bring merriment to the townspeople of Port Zarl. We have a bag of holding slam full of products to brew fine ales and drinks of, what's the word, libation.
He smiles and
Or bread.
he's like, well, good. You can put that to use tonight.
Indeed. As soon as I am done here, I'll get up with Rezar and we can begin work immediately. I'm interested to see how may I assist him and what processes are involved in brewing.
As your eyes get buggy and wide, Lord Zarl looks a little bit off-put, and he's like, okay, Eldrick, you have fun with that.
Indeed, I will. Good day.
So Slash, we go to the farmlands.
I'll totally take you to the farmlands.
Slash is itching to show you those cows.
Look at them. Look at their eyes. They're evil.
So after roughly 15 or 20 minutes,
That's what she
Slash
said.
and
Put that in mix tonight. Oh.
K9 reach the farmlands, and Slash, you see several cows grazing in the pasture, and they look up at you threateningly.
Moo.
Stand back, K9. This is the spot I had mentioned. You hear lots of birds in the distance. I do not deem them a threat, but this creature. What is this creature? I have long detected a deep sense of hatred and aggression, hostility deep within this creature's psyche. The first time I sat eyes upon it, I was truly terrified.
Do I know what a cow is, or do I need to roll?
You know what a cow is, K9, for sure.
It's males, or are they all like?
Most of these are female, from what you can tell.
Moo. Yeah, proceeds to move menacingly. That's what I did.
Ferocious dairy cows.
Cows? They
Would
produce
you
milk.
like to speak to them?
Oh no, most of the ones I've met don't typically aren't very bright.
Are you certain? I trust your opinion. Are you saying I could get closer without fear of destruction?
Be afraid of
Are they
you
chocolate
and
cows? There
see
might be a
you as an
chocolate
enemy.
cow.
It's
I
really the
totally
fireballs you gotta
walk
worry
up
about.
towards this thing, just like in the most aggressive manner. Try to pet it.
Uh,
Roll
So as you
animal
start walking
handling.
forward toward the cow, and you jump over the wooden fence.
Yeah.
And you start aggressively walking toward it. It's just like, and like the whole herd,
Slash.
like there's 8 or 9 of them, they start running away as fast as they can.
Yes, K9.
Roll for initiative.
Perhaps you should try a less aggressive posture.
I do not know what you mean. Please elaborate.
It might be easier if I show you.
By now, the cows are rounding a hill and disappearing out of sight.
I am following your lead, and I'm just going to try to do whatever he.
This is important
Are there any
character development
stragglers?
to get chocolate.
No, they've all ran for the freaking hills.
Who's a stampede?
Not gonna stand around and let some giant armored creature fuck them up.
Uses animal handling to get chocolate milk from the brown cow.
But you can still show Rezar like your method of like crouching and like or being gentle
Slash
approach
not
or whatever it
Rezar.
is you want to do.
I'm not there.
Do you still want me to roll an animal handling or not?
No, there's no animals here right now. You can just,
Nothing to handle.
kind of demonstrate to him what to do.
It seems as though they are merciful creatures, choosing instead of killing us to run away. Maybe we should leave them for now.
If we're not careful, one of the males will come, and then that might be an issue.
You should be careful. I will not hesitate to chop its head off.
Let's see what's going on at Town Square.
The original point being, though, I noticed when we came through here the first time, I was shut down, only able to hear the sounds and surroundings. If you do so, you might notice very peaceful nature, serene sounds. It's no garden, far from it. But maybe you might enjoy it.
Oh, you haven't been in Watch Together this whole time, have you, Deontay?
Oh yeah, he probably doesn't have the noise, but
It's alright. My whole internet's being choppy lately.
You might try to use your phone for Discord.
Yeah.
there's a lot of birds chirping, and you can hear cows, and there's animals and wildlife and stuff, though.
So, Eldrick, Rezar, and Valana, what are you guys doing?
I would like to go to the market.
I am
Okay.
looking.
Are asking Isaac for a place that would be appropriate for setting up these barrels full of whiskey, ale, crafting ingredients, and begin processing this with the aid of Rezar, obviously. because he's the brains on.
He says, "Just go to town square. There's
That's why I thought we
se- several brewmasters there. I'm sure. Maybe you could learn a thing or two."
We'll see about that, big one.
I have the only brewmaster I need. My friend Reza here is a fine brewer. Do you know anyone who's ever brewed ale from wolf's blood? I doubt it.
And he looks
I
at you,
do.
Rezar, and he just like, yeah, I'm sure that's true. And he kind of loses interest in the
You really
conversation.
should try it.
I
Kind
head
of just
to the
tastes
town
like
square.
wolf's blood, but it's good.
I was just like, shh, kind of elbowing her a bit.
All right, so you guys head toward town square. Giante or K9 and Slash, what do you guys want to do at the farm?
Are there new crops?
Yeah, there are all different kinds of crops. What are you looking for in particular?
So, out of curiosity, if I used Druidcraft because it does make things grow, would it make the crops mature faster and like be able to be harvested sooner?
Oh no, that is very high level magic on that
Okay.
that skill. That would definitely not be something a cantrip could do.
I just want to make sure because it does about blooming flowers.
Yeah, but I believe there's actually like a spell, like a 7th level spell or something, like way later, that does basically what you're talking about. But it's definitely not Druidcraft. For sure.
I don't think it's
Okay.
a 7th level spell. I think it's probably like 3rd or 4th.
If that's the case, I just meditate for a little while.
I'm not looking it up.
But you can create a small leaf that overhangs your head and keeps the rain from falling on you. If you want to do something like that.
You can
Is it
stay under
raining?
my umbrella.
If it was raining.
It's a 3rd level spell.
Oh, there you go, a 3rd level spell. So you might have access to it sooner than I thought.
Keep hearing those cows in the background, man.
If any of the cows approach, I am going to use animal handling to like find let me near it.
Yeah, the cows are long gone. They're as far away as they could possibly be. But I mean, if you guys want to like actively seek them out, I mean, you can eventually find them if that's something you want to do.
Better base your backup
Flash.
character off that hat, Jeremy.
Okay.
But otherwise,
Something you
guys,
want?
you guys are probably pretty hungry also. So you're probably thinking about all the food's gonna be cooked at town square.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Maybe
we're
we
supposed to
should
get
head
drunk
back.
and sing songs to Balana and about Balana.
here we go.
Well, I'm assuming that Eldrick and Rezar intend to like do stuff at the town square, and I'm making my way to the market.
Yes, I'm definitely headed there with intent of setting out, well, with the help of Rezar, obviously, because he's a strong man. Those barrels, and being his assistant and crafting brew as quickly as possible.
I am going
Alright.
to attempt to slip away unnoticed so that Eldrick doesn't try to follow me and sing shit to me.
I think you can do that without too much problems. He's with Rezar right now. What do you think? What do you think,
I think I'll roll a 1 anyway. I want to try.
Eldrick?
Well, that's what's main.
Concern right now is getting this brew crafted, much of this before the event.
So we'll say, for time's sake, you're able to get to the market, Alana.
I would like to locate the shop that we went to several times now that probably definitely hates Rezar, but the guy who is fascinated by silver weaponry.
Okay. You locate it, and as you walk up, it's closed. There's a sign that says, "Going to the party." Apparently, word is spread quickly that there's going to be a celebration.
Try to steal that son of a bitch's goldfish.
As you walk around, most of the shops are closed.
That was metagame.
Oh, so it's later than I expected. Then I thought.
Well, you pretty
shops
much.
still be open.
Oh no, I mean they're closed because of the celebration.
Okay.
Everybody is going to the celebration, from what you can tell. There's only a few shops that are open, and
So
those are like old people like selling like knickknacks and weird things that you don't probably want.
quick question: do we know the address of that estate we were promised in Valencia? I believe it was.
You gather that once you get to Valencia,
Okay, so we don't know right now where it would be.
no. But you feel like once you get to Valencia, it won't be a problem.
I go to one of the brewers nearby as I've, with Rezar's helpful help, set these on a very large table that we've cleared out and found for the proper devices to tap these barrels. And I grab a large, giant pewter mug, if available, for me and Rezar, and I fill it up with the ale that we found, and throw one back real quick, and I'm like,
Well, as you reach the town square and you start doing all this, there apparently there's a few ale shops or beer shops or barley shops or hop shops or whatever you want to call it in the area anyway. So they've already got a jump start on this stuff. There's already many what are they called, flagons? Is that what they're called?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Flagons. Those are like larger wooden cups, right? Like a gallon size or whatever.
Mhm.
Like how big are they? Anyway, they're sitting all about. So you guys can use those if you want to use that instead of like some small pewter cups. Like
Sure. I mean,
like the festivities are getting underway. There's you can already hear people playing different instruments and singing and yelling out rhymes and poems and like apparently everybody's heard that the orcish threat has been eliminated and trade will soon return to the city. So everybody's in high spirits.
so let me make clear what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to set up Rezar his own booth and help him. So basically, I'm trying to claim that this 2 barrels of wine and ale were crafted by Rezar, and that we're in the process of doing one with the wheat and the 3 barrels of rye as well.
Yeah, you can work on that, no
So-
problem.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. And while drinking the ale and wine, or Eldrick prefers ale, but it's there, and like people can come get samples and get charged basically a fair fee for the full mugs, I guess, or whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah. You look around and you hear other other people making ale, talking, and apparently, as far as you know, no merchants will be actually selling anything. This will be all free.
Never mind promotion. We're doing a promotion for Rezar and his brewery, so
In this newly founded beer company.
So, are we assuming that Eldrick is carrying the bag of holding at this?
I thought it was. So you gave
Yeah,
it to me. Good.
Yeah, I did. I just wanted to be certain that you are still carrying it.
I'm trying to get these barrels out of it so that we can put the other stuff in it and other stuff in the future, while also partaking of drink.
Well, with the market closed, I would like to go back to the town square and see about obtaining that from Eldrick.
Okay. As you're on your way back to the town square, what are you guys doing, Slash and K9?
Well, seeing that the the cows were clearly distressed and ran away, he would have just remarked to K9. In any case, I hope this will suffice for your need of a garden. Perhaps we don't antagonize cornered beasts, vicious, terrible beasts who could easily rip us up.
And
We should
beside-
head back.
And to the left and right of the pastures, there are different crops growing in different areas. Potatoes and onions and tomatoes, and there's corn you can see off in the distance. So there are crops around, but if your only purpose, K9, was to try to like make the crop bountiful, you don't have the ability yet to do so.
Man, it's gonna be great when Slash encounters a chicken. They shoot those projectiles, the bullet-like projectiles. Oh man, this is gonna scare the shit out of it.
So
Might we join the festivities, K9?
Give me just a second. I'd say like a quick. Pretty much it's similar to like a.
I observe what he's
Like
doing because I'm
scripture?
very curious.
Praying to the gods of nature, whatever.
What does he look like to me? Is he just like sitting
have
there
a-
in a field?
do you have a specific god you pray to, K9?
It's. I'm more like about if there's any sort of like wolf gods or goddesses, so obviously.
Like Salune or Saloon.
She's god of the moon, right, and other
Yeah.
stuff.
All right, we'll address this later. Okay, so yeah, so you're praying to gods,
Mother Nature.
quote unquote, and what else would you like to do?
After that, I just head back with Slash.
You guys head back towards town square, and yeah, so you hear people nailing together older pieces of wood, creating makeshift what are they called? Stands, I guess. Makeshift stands to for bread, to give away bread and other things. And you think to yourselves, man, like these people must really be generous and really be like good people for the most part, because the drought of economy they've been in, like a lot of the stuff is almost like gold to them, but
They're out there
because of-
giving it away.
but because of the news, like they're literally giving away like things that are more important to them than almost anything right now. So it's pretty impressive spirit.
Speaking of spirits, I imagine by this time I've had quite a few.
Drinking his own product.
I want you guys to roll something to determine how your brew turns out.
Hell yeah.
Performance check?
So let me look.
Can I?
You should actually be able to roll your brewer's kit plus your proficiency, which definitely got to be intelligent.
With advantage because I am assisting you. And I'm very intelligent. Pick up on
Maybe you
things
do
quick.
wisdom. I don't know.
That is true. Eldrick is very good at this.
Would it be brewer supplies? That's one thing that shows up in the compendium.
Is it in your tool proficiencies section
It's
on your
actually not.
character sheet? It is not.
I don't see it.
Well, it fucking should be.
That should be if it's not. Then you should be proficient with it.
Drag it over to him. There you go. So you should be able to just click on that, right?
It's asking me attribute. Can I
I
use
think-
strength? I shout out my brew to make it better.
Hey, you do gotta like, I don't know what you gotta do.
I don't know either. So what I'm gonna have you do is just roll a d20 and add 4 to it, and then I'll have you roll it at advantage.
So would that just be 2d20?
2d20 K1 plus 4. Or, did you... Oh, that worked.
15, baby!
Okay, so explain to me what you guys are trying to create. Exactly.
Well, we're using rye. Rye is typically used to make like lagers.
I just imagine like Rizar just like grabbing random things out of his adventuring pouch and like, I wonder if this would give it good flavor, and like kind of grinding it in his hands above the.
That's very true. It's like all this shit.
Yeah,
we
a
saw
vial of wolf's blood.
Gearstrom do with the tinkering thing that is so annoying. It's kind of what I'm doing. I'm just not talking as much. It's more grunting. Just. Yes.
So
He grabs strange things out of his pack.
so,
It's
So
like
Eldrick-
a
mad
smell. I
scientist
just
back
got
there.
Eldrick, you're watching him and offering bits of advice, but he seems to be doing his own thing.
Keep in
And
mind, I also have a poisoner's kit and alchemist supplies from Reventhale,
And-
so.
and
it's on point.
you're really questioning whether or not you think this ale is going to be tasty. You're like,
I'm just picturing like them both behind a counter, and Eldrick's like, "Might I suggest we get some oranges?" And Rezar's like, "Ha ha ha ha! Yes, and peppers."
like
Just
you,
like, oh,
you literally think you see Rezar pull a giant dirt clod out of his bag and
I
just
was
like,
about to say, and
like-
dirt!
like
He
crush
was
it.
in my head! He was in my head! I was like, and dirt!
Hopefully
touch,
the fermentation
prestige.
kills
It
any
is-
bacterium.
and he's saying to himself, "Oh, this should give it a nice earthy flavor."
I was gonna say that! Get out of
Oh,
my
this is
head,
horse
Tyler!
shit! Wait! Horse shit!
So Eldrick is trying to assist him in creating ale with the wheat, but his own spin on it, and lager with the rye with his own spin.
So the first batch is finished. How do you guys want to roleplay trying the first batch?
I drink it.
Eldrick is like, "Shall I do the honors?"
I'd like to show up at around this point.
All right. Yeah, you guys
my
all show
guess,
up around
my
this
man.
point. You guys
Right.
see Eldrick go to grab this flagon of liquid.
Well, I put the mug underneath the tap, and I'll wait for Rezar to fill it up for me. And then as soon as he does, I'm just going to just hope
So-
for the best.
So whenever you put the mug under the tap and it's starting to fill it up, when this first starts coming out, it's just like large clumps of things is like shooting out the nozzle like into the bottom of your and then finally like
It's a little syrupy.
It's a little thick.
and you get this pungent aroma like don't tell him.
Wyzaria and Meadowgrass Ale.
All right, so it fills up.
I just freaking, I muster my courage and I just turn it up.
Exactly.
So you turn it up and
Yep, running all down my damn beard, down my neck, chest. Just get
No. Yeah, I
Rezar.
make strong brews.
Rezar, as you watch him turn this up and the ale begins to run down his beard, the areas where the liquid touches his beard turns like bleach white, like streaks of bleach white.
Hold on, I rolled a 15. It's not poison.
I didn't say it was poison. But you see this and you're like,
It's just poison adjacent.
you see this, and all you guys are walking up now, and you're seeing this happen in front of your eyes, and you're like, "Oh shit!" Everybody's just like, "Oh fuck!" And he
Glebe
finishes,
arrived just in time, K9.
and
gotta
I
use
don't know.
the
Slash
careful-
probably wants to run over and like save Eldric's life, but Eldric pulls the flagon
I'm
down,
running over. Does he
And-
need help?
and
One and done. Baby.
Eldric, you taste several different mixtures of flavors, but somehow it tastes good. Do you think?
Things that shouldn't work together but do. It's a lot like us, eh, old man?
So my eyes are like going every which way, like twitching and stuff, and like there's just all kinds of
Like-
explosions of
you're-
flavor all over.
Yeah, like your taste buds can't really like process.
Lock
what's
down one
occurring.
thing, it's like all over the place. I'm just like, but at the end there's a nice like aftertaste, and I'm like, rather pleasant in its own interesting way. I'll have more.
As will I.
And yeah, Eldrick, you look down and you realize that your beard is like bleached in some areas.
Well, it's already mostly white anyway, so he's not too much worried
Now
about
it's like super white in those areas.
it. Right on.
Vital.
White,
It's like
like,
a-
like my soul.
It's like a snowstorm.
So, if you don't mind, Razar, I'd like to name this ale. I guess I assumed it's the barrel of wheat we did first. I'd like to name it Thick, because it's thick and juicy.
Oh, and it's spelled like this: THICC with spaces. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes. Dummy.
I propose a toast.
Hell yeah.
K9, would you like a glass of thick?
It's not even thick ale, it's just
I don't
called
drink.
thick.
Thick. This drink is thick as hell. Here you go.
As they're doing this, I'll grab that bag of holding and make my way out.
Whoa, slide a hand, bro. It's on my waist.
Okay, then I ask for it.
I politely give it to you.
I politely
back to
thank
drinking.
you for it.
All right.
I just tell you that I don't drink.
At this point, I'm probably feeling at least a little bit
Respect
tipsy.
level
I lean over as he says that into Rezar's
Eldrick,
ear.
No, Eldrick,
He's one of those
you need
types.
to roll a Constitution check
Yeah,
immediately.
you do. Yeah, you do.
Oh,
That's what I
shit.
was waiting for.
You
This
hear
is
the
some
like
strong
the
ale.
clicking noises of the volume of a speaker being turned down as Slash in a whispered tone says to you, Kane, you probably don't want to mention that to Rezar. And then you just like hear click, 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 audio maximum.
You guys all hear a rumbling sound, and you're like, what is that? You realize it's Eldrick's stomach.
Oh god.
Eldrick looks down at his stomach.
Oh
and he's
no.
Like, he's like, what is happening to my body? But he's feeling tipsy, but he's not like, nothing crazy happens.
I will drink some as well.
Is he hitting on Valana a lot more now?
She's
Valana
thank God.
left with the bag of holding. No clue what she's up to.
Valana,
Is he
what are
like
you doing?
telling stories like, oh, she's totally into me.
We can write another song.
And
So,
as you guys are doing this, more and more people are coming into the town square. Valana, what are you doing?
y'all are gonna like this. Heading to the inn just to like find somewhere to get fancy for the party coming up.
Or Eldrick.
And yeah, for Eldrick. she's going to take the red dress out of the bag of holding,
Oh shit!
pair it with some of the jewelry that came from the keep, and just get all fancy. And because I didn't learn shit last time, we're going no armor. Shane's shirt's going to be in the bag of holding.
So as you're taking off your armor, you have flashbacks of goblin arrows flying at you, but you still do it.
Be happy. Uh-oh. I must
All right.
stop that.
Yeah, you have no problems changing.
Long, cool woman in a red dress instead of a black dress.
Lady in red is playing as Valana walks in the room.
Oh,
I was going to
God.
go for the red dress, but
I would
seems
like
more of a
to,
cheerful. Or the black dress, but it seems more.
Sorry. Lady in red. I would like to pull out my mother's loot that has been wrongfully neglected this entire campaign, and I would like to try to play it.
So
Your-
funny.
Because Rezar,
Your loot?
my mom's loot, yeah.
Funny thing about that loot, it requires attunement.
It's not magic.
It
requires-
is.
I can still play the damn thing, it just doesn't do
Yeah,
anything
you can
special.
still use it. Just no effect.
Fuck this sword. Fuck this axe. I'm attuned to the loot. No.
Lady in red on the loot.
Yeah, I don't know how to play that, but Eldrick and I are going to write you a song, Valana.
That's right.
You better
Oh,
actually
God.
play something.
Eldrick is a bit drunk, so by now I'm sure. So he's probably like him and Rezar. With Rezar's influence being tribal, he's probably coming up with something similar to this. Yeah, girl, once you back that ass up, drop it down, go make that butt jiggle.
What the fuck? I'll allow it.
Man, they go crazy with that big old thing. But
Oh my god.
I know how he's married now. Well,
Well, Rezar apparently doesn't have too much experience with the women's.
I don't.
So you're not gonna learn too much from him, to be honest. When it comes to that,
Well, he's got the Mad Beat Show, and
as a matter of fact,
tribal influence.
I would think that your lectureness is rubbing off on him some right now.
that's right. Corrupting the innocent.
So Valana, you make it back. So as Valana re-enters town square, and you all see her walking up. Let's see here, Valana. I want you. No, you don't have to do anything. Everybody else, roll a. Fuck, there's not really anything for this. How about this? Everybody is very fascinated and in awe of Valana as she approaches. She looks beautiful.
My loincloth stirs slightly.
That's right. The influence is catching on.
No, we can't hear you, Josh.
So many men in the square are turning their heads, like breaking their heads as she walks by. Like,
I asked, do I notice any rise or fall in pant location?
Were you looking at my crotch?
Do I just notice, with a 19 perception, or maybe a passive perception of 14?
it doesn't take a high perception roll to know that many men are aroused.
It's pretty small.
So Eldrick, you see this vision of beauty something that you've only dreamed about for many years and
Really
can't
like how you
keep
looked on the pants?
isolated from women
No, hold on. I'm not wearing
and sex
pants. I have a loincloth.
walking towards
And
you.
that's it. I always
What
have
do
a
you
cloak
do?
on as well, but
All right, so as we start seeing some of the
Alright,
lyrics that he
so-
wrote down with with Rezar, here we go.
Whip out that guitar. Let's go.
Well, I hope Rezar is playing the tune. So
nope. I'm using my inspiration.
Now play something bad.
Oh, by the way, you all got inspiration for defeating Morosh.
It was worse. I'm sad.
And
well, that's gonna be bad anyways with my drunk old man voice. So here we go. You guys ready?
I'm ready.
I'm not gonna do the whole song, just a little snippet.
You gonna rap
I
Gin
want
and
the
Juice?
night for me and you. So come here, baby,
not
and
touching
let
this.
me do it to you. Don't be afraid, 'cause I won't bite. I promise to give it to you, Balana, just the way you like.
Never touching my mother's lip ever again.
Alana, you see fumes of alcohol like spewing out of Eldrick's mouth as he sings. He is obviously intoxicated by now. What do you do?
Have another drink, Eldrick.
Eldrick realizes that he's beyond, healthy right now with his drinking, and looks for a place to retire.
What? So like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh damn, we
Yeah.
are day drunk. Hell yeah.
Look for a place to take a nap, sleep it off.
All right, you find a nice grassy spot underneath the porch of a building close by.
I take it.
You crawl underneath. There's a dog laying there, but he doesn't seem to mind.
I snuggle up to him, go to sleep.
He's wagging his tail.
Aw. Tank! Where's Tank?
So,
They both
so
look
yeah,
for their pets. That's great.
town square is filling up more and more.
And Josh got his.
Now you guys can smell
Just kidding,
meats,
I'm
different
sorry,
meats
man.
being grilled and cooked, and stews and things. Some people have larger cauldrons out, making different meat stews and vegetable stews, and you can the smell of bread cooking is in the air, and there a lot of kids are showing up now, running around and playing, and it's just a really nice time. After a few minutes, Rezar, out of the corner of your eye, you see two brothers walking side by side. It's Jim and Tim.
Yee!
They
Oh,
still
boy.
have the mace or the warhammer.
They don't have it on them right now, but they see you and they're like, "Ah!" and they run over to give you a hug.
Okay.
So they both like hug you and at the same time, and you're like, "Whoa!"
Do
Have
am I
pork
there? Do I see
sandwich.
them?
And they're like, "We heard news of your victory. Tell us all." And then like you hear people randomly in the crowd shouting, "Yes, tell us, tell us, tell us." And then like you hear a chant starting, "Tell us, tell us, tell
Oh,
us."
baby.
And like basically like the crowd wants you to like get up on on a stage somewhere and
Flash is joining in. Tell us.
and spin the tale of your battle with Morosh.
All right, I oblige.
All right, so you find a spot to get up on. You're looking out, and there's probably 200 to 300 people gathered around, like looking at you with like eyes wide open, like excited to hear the story of the battle with this devious orc.
Okay. Well, I get up on stage and I pull out a piece of paper. I didn't really have anything prepared, but I have a few notes here. And I throw the paper down because I can't read. Haha, that's a joke. That was a joke. I can't read. This is the part where you laugh. This is a tale of bloodshed, of triumph. It was a fearsome battle. We made our way into a cave. There were goblins without legs.
Everybody's like, oh! And you hear some of the kids saying, "No legs, no legs."
They tried to bathe me. It was, pleasant, I suppose. We made our way through a cave.
You hear one of the kids say, "Did they have soap?"
I guess. I don't know.
No, it was lie.
We make our way through the cave. Fighting a few enemies here and there. Nothing of much trouble. Not for us. Not for Resurrog. We make our way. We find a waterfall. And let me tell you, it was beautiful. But this waterfall, you see, it was a trick. For what lies beyond the waterfall is the battle. And I would describe Morosh. It was a big man.
Describe it.
He was a big
going.
man. Orc thing.
Crazy as can be.
Yes, / crazy this man was. Spoke of some
Bathed himself in his own partner's blood.
Spoke of some beast god, as if I were afraid of any god. Spoke of how our blood was sacred, special. It was our fate. We were destined to be there.
Ooh.
But I believe in no such thing. Fate is what you make of it. We were surrounded. Goblins, hobgoblins, orcs. But they were ordered not to attack. How you doing? I'm doing pretty well. I'm telling the story right now.
Everybody says, "Really?" They're on the edge of their seats. What happened next?
Morosh came down and gave some huge, lengthy rant. I don't know, it was boring. But he had us drink the guts of one of our friends' friend.
All the kids say, "Ew."
Hell yeah, dude. Well, the taste was less than appealing. It filled me with vitality and energy.
That's why we have ale to trace that taste away. Right, Rezar? And he just like tips your glass up.
Ah,
Everybody-
yes.
And everybody with ale in their hands in the crowd's like, "Yeah!" And they like all like raise their cups up.
The battle was a lengthy one. My mage friend here, who was asleep at one point, was very similar during the fight. The beginning of the fight, Morosh turned into a boar-like creature and charged me, but it was nothing I couldn't handle. A flesh wound.
Some of the women are like, "Oh my!"
We proceeded to make, I don't know, at ease the two wargs and the crow. Until finally, it was us and Morash. Eldrick lie behind me unconscious after putting up quite a fight. But it's okay, because he's still here, thanks to K9 and Captain Blitzarrow. As for me, well, I was mano y mano, as some people say that I never heard of because I don't know that language. We traded blows back and forth. His weapon pulsated in his hand as he struck what should have been and would be immortal blow for anyone else. But not me.
But not for Resurrog.
And a lot of the men are like, yeah!
We fought back and forth. I hit him as hard as I could, and he still stands. My team and I put wound after wound, blow after blow. Blood poured from his body, his eyes, his rib cage. Blood soaked the field. And yet this beast still standed. Until he could stand no more. Eventually, the blood was drained from his body, and we stuck victorious over Morash the Weak.
All the kids are like, yay!
And behold, Rezar now holds the mighty axe, the blood ravager of Morash.
And I take it.
It is our spoils.
And I hold it up. It was nothing for Resurrog!
And the sun gleams off the blade, and some of the people in the crowd are like, ah, covering their eyes at this glistening, picturesque image of Resurrog with his or half-orcish tinted skin and the sweat rolling down it and glistening off the sun with this great axe in his hand.
Blang, blang.
I'll end the speech.
And,
now!
yeah.
Who needs another drink?
And, you see a bunch of women, like, kind of huddled up, like, talking to each other, like, you know, they talked about you,
Did you
Rezar.
see his loincloth?
And the guys all look like they want to be you, and the kids are like, why can't my dad be like him? My dad's a bum.
Especially strong arms, kid.
No!
My dad's pathetic.
My throat hurts really bad right now.
Once Eldrick has had a short rest, enough to just be bare, like tipsy a little bit, I'd like to look back up and rejoin the festivities, but a bit more level-headed than I was before when I did the whole belong.
Yeah, no problem. The sun's getting a little bit lower. It's probably daylight for another 2 hours or so, but people are starting to eat now, and like you guys start to see some familiar faces roll in. You see Bjorn and Johan
Be right back.
walk in together. Of course,
Water after that?
he has his son with him, and Blitzarrow's all alone. You see Lord Zarl stroll in finally with Sir Aurelian.
Yeah.
And they're shaking people's hands and, greeting everyone and, just basically trying to be the best host they can. And food's being passed around, and it's just a super nice celebration. You guys want to do anything else for the time being?
No?
Just, I try to go over and include Blitzarrow in the festivities. He's drinking by himself. I'll put a drink with him if he's interested. If not, I'll eat.
Same. And K9 as well. Offering K9 food. You must have been famished in that cave. Eat up, my friend.
I offer Blitzarrow and Zarl some thick.
Something.
Blitzarrow smells it, and he's like, "Moon, so that's okay. Maybe later."
We have some barrels of ale and wine that we looted, remember? Would you prefer a mug of...
He says, I tend to do my drinking after the sun sets.
Suit yourself, coward.
Well, he's certainly not a coward, that's for sure. Thank
Eldritch,
you again for saving my life.
Still like, Rezar, now that's not fair to say. Awesome.
Yeah, you probably don't even know that he dragged you away from
Well, I was told that
Marash.
by people.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did drag you away, and
yeah.
probably saving your life for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, you guys continue on talking and bantering and having a good time, and eventually the sun sets and there's torches everywhere, and you hear instruments playing, and you hear somebody's got some drums, and somebody else is like singing in like almost like a opera voice, like really deep voice, like some language you don't understand, and there's other kinds of things going on, and you guys are just filling up your bellies and enjoying yourselves, and just having a great night.
And when do we roll for
I was
initiative?
about to say roll for initiative.
Suddenly,
The
off in
whole
the night
time
sky,
during the festivity, I would like to just say that I am off to the side, like away from the massive.
okay, Edgelord.
That's Deontay.
He has his reasons.
I'm just playing. So off in the night sky, you hear a whale, like, and in the vision of the moon, you see the flapping of giant wings heading your way.
The fuck?
And no, this doesn't happen. I'm just joking.
I was so down, dude.
You guys continue to have a good time.
I'd like to
Use prestidigitation and minor illusions to create like somewhat of a fireworks show and entertainment for the kids and stuff, and younger adults, I guess, on top of a table somewhere in the middle of it.
I got
Okay, yeah, and
It's gone.
when your fireworks start popping off, you hear an older voice coming from around the corner saying, "Who's doing that?" And some old man walks around and comes up to you, Eldrick, and he says, "What kind of powder do you use to create those lights?" And he pulls like a little satchel out from behind his back, and he's like, "I've got these kinds," and there's like 3 or 4 different types of colored powder in his bag.